like Ray J. She wanna talk to the kid, make one wish. I'ma get fried right. Rules and syrup, I'm tryna get high tonight. Serving them pies right. I'ma start dancing as soon as they hit in the light. Jesus, peace, Christ. With your geek light. Do you like Miley Cyrus? Or you like Virgil White? I done been jumping on pussies, they fucking Adidas, I earned my stripes. Over the gang and run with the family, whether they wrong or right. Family. With a cash transaction, no one can visa swipe. Carry my trust as a kid, I keep my pipe to protect my life, I know my right.
I must be a pro like a nigga up front. Little bitch, she bad, she working at honest. I gave her a sack full of money, she brought her shit back and it came with something. Better that demons running. That little bit it do nothing to it, ain't nothing. She fuck with a ball, she upgraded from her last nigga, said it wasn't nothing. Her nigga ain't seen no money. Fresh out the trap, we stepping and gunning. Meet me at Coca, meet me at Boy, nigga want smoke or beef, we coming. These big boy toys, they gorgeous, all these gorgeous girls want it. I be ignoring them, they be ignoring me, I be ignoring them. It's like we fucking, fuck your man, no she can't answer the phone. She outside, she getting that bag on her own. No, I'm not alone, cause I came with the fire. I'm still gon' put it on, and my bitch match my vibe. The way the low drop, she might think it's out the sky. I'm standing on business, and she standing on mine.
She too messy. Fuck them broke boys with. Get out my section. Pull the muscle. Goddamn, too much flexing. Damn. Caught them in traffic on the accident. We pressing. Got them. Smoking Zaza every second. I be stretching. If they ain't tryna beat them, fuck it. Won't you stretch them? Do that. They wipe their nose for that tissue. God bless them. Wipe it. I dropped them for a perp. I call that shit Chris Webber. Drink. They wipe their nose for that tissue. God bless them. Wipe it. I dropped them for a perp. I call that shit Chris Webber. Drink.
I'm the huncho, bitch, I'm about my cheddar. Little hoe keep going outside, little bitch do better. She want me to hit it, put my blicky on the dresser. Feeling free and just like Elon, pop the Tesla. You ain't got no motion, you can't stand up in my session. I said Carisha, please, cause she too messy. Bitch, fuck my dog behind my back, but I ain't stressing. You wanted the game, you should've just said it, we would've blessed it. Now shit got messy.
Hey, Norm Tone Bot. We back, Ratchet Gang. We back with another one. We back with another banger. Get the likes up. Look, you might have forgot. Hell, they might have forgot. But you already know it's the king. Too loyal, Norm Tone Bot, Ratchet TV. Hey, y'all already know, man. Y'all already know. Get the likes up if you in the building. And if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button, tap that notification bell so you can get the drop whenever I drop. All right, so boom. Man. We got to talk, Ratchet Gang. We got to chop it up. Look, tonight we got to talk about something we've been inching towards this for a long time. We kind of pick at it and whoop-de-whoop. We've been dancing with this subject for a long time over here. And a lot of the stuff that's going on in the industry, we told y'all over on this side it was coming. We told y'all it was coming. Salute Godson on that 20 piece. That's how you start the show with a 20-piece McNugget. Salute to Godson for that 20 piece. Salute, salute, salute. All right. All right. So we definitely got to cover this Jeffrey Epstein story. It's something that has been the biggest secret in the industry for a long time, man. And it's one of the sickest things that ever happened. Probably, you know what I'm saying, that we know of. You know, well, I mean, there's a lot of shit, but that we know of. It's some sick shit. I mean, when you get deep down into this story, it starts to get twisted, and you start to see a lot of the people that, you know what I'm saying, we all grew up watching. You start to see a lot of people that, you know, you grew up, or certain people grew up idolizing, or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Like you start to see names that come off this list, and it's we've already knew a lot of this stuff. Let's keep it a book. I mean, a lot of this stuff we already knew, but couldn't prove it. Now that there's, you know what I'm saying, federal documents that have been presented that shows y'all we wasn't lying over here. All those names that we told y'all, and there's more to come. There's a lot more to come. There will be more names that will be released here shortly and real soon. And I could have covered this last night, but you know what I'm saying? Like I said, y'all, at the beginning of this year, man, I had a long year last year. Salute to Lisa for that 25 piece on Cash App. I appreciate you, Lisa, for that 25 piece on Cash App. Salute, salute, salute. Thank you so much. You know, I had a great year last year, and I just took some time, man. I was just enjoying myself, man. I was putting my house together. I remodeled my whole damn house, so I was just been chilling. You know what I'm saying? Me and Big Sapphire, dude. We just been doing us, bro. Just been chilling. But we back, man. We back. The gang is back. We are not holding nothing back. This is the year that we expose everything. You thought last year was something over here on Ratchet TV. If you thought it was something, we exposed everybody allegedly, and everything I say is alleged, and it's all under the Fair Use Act. And you can see the fair use disclaimer in the description of this video and in the description of all my videos. This is just for entertainment and educational purposes only. This is just to educate my people on what we've been covering over here. Like I said, it's all under the Fair Use Act. And you can see the fair use disclaimer in the description of this video. And everything I say is alleged. Allegedly, y'all, allegedly. All right, so boom. So look, allegedly, y'all, allegedly, and this is a very tough subject. It is because you know it has to do with underage. You know what I'm saying? So you got to really be really careful. And I do encourage all content creators be very careful. By all means, put this on your platform. Do whatever you want. Just be very careful because these are the things that they are trying not to expose. They don't want this stuff all over the internet. They really don't, man. They trying to silence people. They've been trying. You just got to be real careful, man. I've been doing this for a long time. But I just feel like tonight is one of those nights, man. We just got to open up the vaults and we just got to talk about this, man. I just feel like it's important to talk about because a lot of people won't cover it. But the news has been forced to cover this shit now. They didn't want to cover nothing before, but the news has finally been forced to cover Jeffrey Epstein because of all of the legal documentation that has been presented to the world. But we already told y'all these names was going to be on that list. One name was on that list that was the first name released, and they already knocked him off. Y'all know who that is? Do y'all know who that is? Let me know in the building. Who was the first name ever released on the Epstein client list? And they got him instantly. I know Ratchet Gang gonna get this. I know Ratchet Gang gonna get this. Who was the first name released on that list? Man. Jess B, salute. Says salute King Ratchet. Happy New Year and congratulations on 100K plus. 100 plus K subscribers. Salute Jess B on that 20-piece McNugget. I appreciate you. Salute. Yo, we going up in a way like, you know what I'm saying, never before. So, you know what I'm saying? Salute to you. Salute to Charger Girl for being a member for 22 months. I appreciate you, Charger Girl. Throw them flowers up for Charger Girl. Hey, Ratchet Gang, what's good? What's good? Salute to you. Salute to hold on. We got Jackie Martin that threw up a 20-piece McNugget. I appreciate you, Jackie Martin. Salute. Y'all showing out tonight. Okay. Y'all must be ready to talk about this Epstein shit. Y'all ready? Hold on. Let me see. Let me get my shit ready over here, man. Cause I don't know, man. I don't think y'all ready for this one. This gonna be one of them ones that they don't want us to talk about. This is gonna be one of them ones they really do not want us to talk about. So, all right, where are we gonna start off? Hold on, you know where we can start? We can start right here. The names of more than 170 Jeffrey Epstein associates were just revealed in unsealed court documents. Here's what we know. So basically, powerful associates like Bill Clinton, Prince Andrew, Glenn Dubin, and Jean Luc Brunel are in the documents. The list of names include many of Epstein's victims. So when y'all go through there and you look at this client list and log or whatever they got on there, a lot of the girls you see, majority of the women on there were victims. Let me just put that out there. Some women went out there down for whatever, but there are a lot of women on there who were victims. So when I do go over this list, do y'all want to go over this or the list first? Do y'all want to look at the names on the list, or do y'all want to go over this damn article real quick? What y'all want to do? Article or list? Just type it in the chat. Article or list? How y'all want to start this shit out? Y'all want to start with the list? I knew y'all was gonna say list with y'all messy asses. All right, hold on. I knew they messy ass was gonna say list. Hold on, Ratchet. Let's get. Hold on. We don't know what we're talking about right. Let's get to the names. Let's get to the names, Ratchet. You going too fast? All right, hold on. Let me slow down. I didn't know how I want to start this show off, man. You know, I'll be trying, man. All right, so let's get to. Let me go to my Instagram because I dropped it on my Instagram. All right. All right, so boom. Look at this. So look, as we are looking at this, we can go here and you start to see. All right, let me share my screen. My bad, y'all. You know, I'll be messing up sometimes. All right, on my Instagram, you see the names: Adam Perry Lang, Akon, Al Gore, Alan Dershowitz, Al Pinto, Ali Baldwin, Allison Mack, Alyssa Rogers, Anderson Cooper, Andrea Mitrovic, Andres Pastrana, Angelina Jolie, Anthony Kiedis, Anthony Weiner, Barack Obama, Ben Affleck, Bernie Sanders, Beyonce, Bill Clinton. We just gonna stop right there. Bernie Sanders, Beyonce, Barack Obama, Ben Affleck, Angela Jolie, Bill Clinton, all names that were on this list, and it's not alleged. These were the names on that list. Look, a lot of people been trying to come out the woodworks and say, "Hey, I ain't never been over there. I don't know what they look." I know who was that? Whoopi Goldberg came out today talking about she don't know what they talking about. Whoopi, your name on the list. I don't care what y'all can come out and say, look, your name is on the list. That's all I'm saying. Your name is on the list. So as you see, we all knew Beyonce. I told y'all Beyonce was on the list. Her and her husband, Bill Clinton, and I told y'all he was gonna be heavily on that list. He was one of the most frequent visitors, him and Prince Andrew, allegedly. All right, but we not done with this shit. We not done. Bill Clinton was on there. Who else we got in this motherfucker, man? We got let's go. We got Bill Gates. We got Bob Saget. We got Bruce Willis, Casey Wasserman. Hold on. Did I pause this shit? Hold on. Okay, there we go. All right. Bob Saget, Bruce Willis, Casey Wasserman, Callum Hudson Odu. I don't know how to say that name. I'm be honest. I don't know. Celine Dion, Charles Barkley, y'all. Charles Barkley is on the list. Big Chuck is on the list. Charlie Sheen, is on the list. Remember that he came out with the whoop-de whoop, tiger blood. Yeah, it's something blood. I don't know what it is, but it's loose. Charlize Theron, Chelsea Handler. If I'm butchering some of these names, just bear with me because I don't know some of these people's names. Cher, Chris Tucker. We all knew Chris Tucker was going to be on there. I told y'all Chris Tucker was going to be on that list. Chris Tucker was one of Epstein's homeboys. Chris Tucker been got down in the industry. How y'all think he got that Smokey role? Who the hell was Chris Tucker before Smokey? I'm just saying. Keep it a buck. Chris Wagner, Chrissy Teigen, Cindy Looper, Claire Hazel, Courtney Cox, Courtney Love, Demi Moore. We knew Demi liked them young. We seen when she popped out with Ashton Kutcher, we knew Demi had something going on. Then we got a wind of her being on that. We knew Demi Moore was going to be on that list though, because this stuff been out about Demi Moore. Get the likes up, y'all. Make sure y'all smash the like button on this video. Make sure everybody hits the like button. I don't know why y'all not hitting it. We got 337 likes. Come on, y'all. Ain't no way we ain't got more than 400 likes on this video. Y'all don't want this information out there. Do y'all not care what happened to them kids? Do y'all, man, keep it a buck. Get the likes up. Get this live trending down the algorithm. Let's go. All right. Claire Hazel, Courtney Cox, Courtney Love, Demi Moore, Dan Schneider, David Koch. David Koch. All right, and let's continue. Man. You can't make this stuff up. You got David Spade, David Yarvosky, Dolores Zarugita, Donovan Mitchell. Donovan Mitchell from the NBA plays for what does he play for? Cleveland Cavaliers right now? Donovan Mitchell is on the list. How the hell did Donovan Mitchell? Well, I guess we all know how he ended up, but it's like, Donovan Mitchell, what you got going on, thug? What you got going on, Donovan Mitchell? Spider. Huh. Okay. I guess we see why you make it to the playoffs all the time now. Okay, Doug Band. Drew Barrymore. We kind of knew something was up with Drew Barrymore too. Ed Buck. Ed Tootle. Ehud Barak. Ellen DeGeneres. Ellen, we knew. She had Epstein in her background. Well, she got Epstein in her background on her show. She got the whole island set up in her background. Let's keep that a big buck. Ellen Spencer. Eminem. Eminem is on the list, y'all. Eminem is on the list. I don't even know if that's the real Eminem. I'm gonna be honest. He's been looking so different since I don't even know when. I ain't been thinking that's been Eminem for about 10, 15 years. Emmy Taylor, Fleur Perry Lang, Francis X. Suarez, Freya Wissing, Gary Roxborough, George Clooney. And there's the lady Ghislaine, how do you say her name? Ghislaine Maxwell, his right-hand woman. She's on the list. Glenn Dubbin, Greg Holbert. All right. As we continue, man, this list just getting loose. We got Gwen Stefani. Gwen Stefani is on the list, y'all. But we've been knew Gwen Stefani was going to be on this list. Gwendolyn Beck, Hank Collar, Heather Mann, Heidi Klum is on the list, y'all. Heidi Klum, Henry Roosevelt, Hillary Clinton is on the list. Her and her husband are on the list. We knew the Clintons were going to be heavy on this list. Hillary gets down too. James Franco is on the list. James Gunn is on the list. Jay-Z, him and his wife are on the list. Him and Beyonce, we told y'all what it was going to be. Jean Luc Brunel is on the list. Jean Michael Gathy, Jeffrey Jones, Jim Carrey is on the list. Aaron Rodgers just said the other day Jimmy Kimmel was going to be on the list. Then boom, here's Jimmy Kimmel on the list. Joe Biden. Oh man, we got so much stuff about Sleepy Joe. Man, we got so much information on this dude being creepy around younger generation. Joe Pagano, John Cusack, John Legend is on the list, y'all. John Legend. Did y'all just see? Wasn't it John Legend over there making Big Rich Town sound like a damn Underground Railroad theme? I just come from the poet's part. Bright lights, street lights, we gotta make it out. Man, get your boy, get your uh Underground Railroad singing it. Joe Pagano, John Cusack, John Legend, John Podesta, John Travolta is on the list. Yeah, y'all heard that dude sing that shit. Man, boy, what the hell is this? Boy, if you don't get off the mic, get off the mic, thug. All right, let's continue, man. Let's see who else is on this list, man. Who else is on this list? Joy Baher, John Pablo Molyneux. Oh shit, hold on, let me pause it. Juliet Bryant, Justin Rowland, Justin Trudeau, Kathy Griffin. Kathy Griffin been real creepy too. Kathy Griffin is on the list, y'all. Kathy Griffin is on the list. Katy Perry is on the list, y'all. Katy Perry. I think we all seen that coming. Katy Perry's on the list. Kelly Spam is on the list. Kevin Spacey, Kirsten Gillibrand, Christy Rogers, Lady Gaga is on the list. Larry Visosky is on the list. Laura Z. Wasserman is on the list. Lawrence M. Cross, Linda Pinto, Lisa Summers, Lynn Forrester. Madonna is on the list. Madonna, we seen that coming. Mandy Elliston is on the list. All right, let's continue. We not done. We got to continue with this list. It's just getting more and more creepy. It says, my divine queen. Hold on, let me see what the hell this message just said. Hold on. It says, my divine queens, have you ever listened to a poem by, I don't even know. Get your weird ass on to my divine queens, boy. Get your ass on. Mar Collins Rector, Marina Abramovic, Mark Epstein, Mark Lloyd, Melinda Luntz, Meryl Streep is on the list, y'all. Michelle Obama and her husband are on the list. Michelle and Barack are heavy on this list. Michelle Wolf is on the list. Mikhail Arteta is on the list. Miley Cyrus, Nadine Dorries, Naomi Campbell was heavy on this list. Naomi Campbell, that was a shocker for some, but Naomi Campbell, they say she was getting down with that shit. Naomi Watts is on the list. Natalie Blotchen is on the list. Nicole Junkerman is on the list. Olga Kurilenko, Oliver Sacks, Oprah. We knew Oprah was going to be on this list. I told y'all Oprah was on the list. Orlando Bloom is on the list. Paris Hilton. We seen that coming. She just blew up out of nowhere. Paris Hilton is on the list. Patton Oswalt. Patton Oswalt is on the list, y'all. Let's continue. Let us continue. This is getting more and more creepy, y'all. I'm just being honest. Paul Mellon, Paula Epstein, Paula Holla, Peter P. Marino, Pharrell Williams. Pharrell Williams is on the list, y'all. Prince Andrew and Prince Charles. Quentin Tarantino. Quentin Tarantino, the great director, right? Damn. Prince Andrew was so heavy on this list. Prince Charles. They said, man, they've been, man, them names have been shocking everybody because of how heavily they've been on the list. Quentin Tarantino, Rachel Maddow, Rainn Wilson, Ralph Elliston, Ray Baranza, Ricardo Laurier, however you say this, I don't know. Rihanna, Rita Wilson, Rihanna, y'all. Y'all think Rihanna was a victim or was she cooperating? I don't know. Rihanna loose. Rita Wilson, Rob Reiner, Robert De Niro, Robert Downey Jr., Rodney E. Slater, Ronald Burkle, Rudy Gobert he was playing with, wasn't him and, hold on, him and Donovan Mitchell was on the same team. They both played if I'm not mistaken, they was both on Utah Jazz. Donovan Mitchell and Rudy Gobert was on the Utah Jazz at the same time. They was both visiting this damn island. They go look it up. I ain't lying, man. They was both on the Utah Jazz at this point. That's crazy. Got you. Make you say, I said Utah. Yeah, they was both in Utah. Sander Berger, Sarah Kellen, Sarah Silverman, Seth Green, Shelly Harrison, Shelly Lewis, Sophie Sophie Biddle. Let's see. Sophie Trudeau, Stephen Collins, Stephen Colbert, Steven Spielberg, Steven Tyler, Svetka was that Glazunova, I don't know how to say the name, Tila DeViez, Tiffany Gramza, Tom Hanks, Tom Hanks, we're not surprised about that. Tom Pritzker, Tyler Grasham, Victor Salva, Wanda Sykes, and Whoopi Goldberg lead the names that were released in this Epstein case. All right, man, this shit is wild. So, did any names shock anybody in this room? Did any of them names shock anybody in this room? I ain't gonna lie, man. There was a few names that got me like, what the fuck is, man? I mean, I'm not surprised by anything. I've been covering this shit for so long. I'm not surprised by any of that shit. I seen it all coming, but I'm still looking at some names like, damn, bro. They just got everybody at this point. They've been got everybody. I'm glad they didn't get my boy Cat Williams. I'm glad they didn't get my boy Cat Williams. Salute to Big Cat Williams, y'all. A federal judge in New York has unsealed the identities of about 170 associates of Jeffrey Epstein as part of a long-running lawsuit between one of his accusers and his blank trafficking partner, Ghislaine Maxwell. The documents are being posted to the public court docket on a rolling basis, with the first batch unsealed Wednesday evening. A source familiar with the rollout told Business Insider that additional documents naming more of Epstein's associates would be published on Thursday. And more just came out, y'all. More just came out. Uh Former presidents Bill Clinton is perhaps the biggest name disclosed in the documents thus far. He was previously identified as Doe 36 and was named in dozens of redacted court filings. He didn't object to unsealing the documents naming him, and the documents don't level any new accusations of wrongdoing. In one newly unsealed document, in the they said a deposition given to Maxwell said that she didn't know how many times Clinton flew on Epstein's private jet, but she was sure he had a meal while flying on it. Elsewhere, an Epstein accuser testified she didn't see Clinton on the financier's uh, notorious private island in the U.S. Virgin Islands, contradicting previous reportings. In another deposition, a victim of the blank said Epstein told her Clinton liked girls young. The documents also being fresh scrutiny to Prince Andrew, a longtime friend of Epstein, who said he cut ties with him in 2010. Another Doe whose name was unredacted was Joanna, was that Stroberg? I don't know. Soberg. I don't know how to say the name, man. One of Epstein's victims was previously said Prince blanked her at his Manhattan mansion. So this is one of the young girls who they unredacted her name and dropped it and just said she said this about Prince Andrew, allegedly. Well, not allegedly, it's right there. Many on social media and cable news have speculated that the list contains a comprehensive secret catch of the blank blank. I'm not reading some of this stuff because for YouTube purposes. Y'all can read it for his friends, and perhaps descriptions that lurid acts. Reality is complicated. The names include some powerful people tied to Epstein, but the list also includes the identities of some of his victims, household staff, and other people whose names incidentally came up in the course of a long-running court case between Virginia Roberts, Jaruf, and Maxwell. In the court documents, these people were previously identified as John and Jane Does. One, for example, previously identified as J. Doe 005 in court documents is Carolyn Adriano. Adriano testified against Maxwell at the criminal trial, describing in excruciating detail how she blanked her to Epstein for blank, beginning when she was 14 years old. She said in the court, Epstein engaged in blank activity with her more than 100 times, and that he said she was too old for him after she turned 18. Man. So I'm gonna stop right there and just get a reaction from y'all. What the? So this they saying this chick was 14 and he blanked more than 100 times, and then tells her by the time she was 18, hey, look, you too old. You gotta go. I gotta find something fresh. So he was done with her at that point by the time she turned 18. So, and that's not just him. That was a lot of these dudes, man. A lot of these dudes, man. I don't know. Man, we get into it, y'all. What do y'all think about this? All right, let's continue. Adriano testified using only her first name, but gave her full name in an interview with the Daily Mail after the trial. The judge who ordered her name to be unsealed cited that the interview as a reason to now make her name public in earlier court documents. Adriano, a 36-year-old mother of five, died of an apparent overdose in May, the Daily Beast reported. So this chick was supposed to look, now that these have been unsealed and everybody knew these documents were about to be unsealed, they went on ahead and got rid of her. She already gave her name up. They was like, you know what, she ain't gonna be a Jane Doe no more. So we finna go ahead and okay, all right. So they got rid of her. Another previously sealed name, Doe 185, is Courtney Wild. She led a legal battle, Epstein's controversial 2007 plea deal with the federal prosecutors, and has given multiple media interviews about her experience with Epstein. Two other Does, 63 and 64, are Annie and Maria Farmer. Two sisters have accused Epstein of SA, and Annie Farmer testified at Maxwell's trial, and both have given media interviews about their experience. Out of more than 170 anonymous does whose names were scheduled to be unsealed Wednesday, two received extensions allowing them to continue fighting in court to remain anonymous. One of them, Doe 187, is also one of Epstein's victims, whose a lawyer has argued in court filings that she should be able to keep her privacy. The identity of the other Doe 110 is not yet clear. Epstein died in Manhattan Federal Jail while awaiting trial on blank trafficking charges in 2019. Maxwell, one of his ex girlfriends, was found guilty at trial in late 2021 of trafficking girls to Epstein for blank and SA, some of them herself. She's serving a 20-year prison sentence in Tallahassee, Florida. Before criminal judges, before criminal charges, Jafur, I don't know how to say that name. I'm just gonna say G, brought civil lawsuits against both of them, accusing them of trafficking her. Epstein settled her lawsuit against him in 2019 for $500,000. The lawsuit against Maxwell brought later was settled in 2017, not after a pitched court battle that included numerous depositions and discovery process that dredged up emails, flight manifests, news articles, and other records related to Epstein, Maxwell, and G. Since the settlement, the civil case has experienced a long afterlife as various parties have sought to unseal the records. Alan Dershowitz has sought to get numerous filings unsealed, arguing they would disprove G's misconduct accusations against him as well. The two settled a large number of lawsuits and counter lawsuits against each other and their lawyers in 2022. G stating that she may have made a mistake saying Epstein blanked her to Dershowitz. The Miami Herald litigated to unseal documents, some of which were used for its explosive series about how Epstein negotiated a light plea deal on misconduct accusations around 2007 with prosecutors in Florida. The right wing influencer and conspiracy theorist Michael Kernovich also hired a lawyer to try to unseal documents that had posted on social media. U.S. District Judge Robert Sweet, who originally oversaw G's lawsuit against Maxwell, died in 2019, leaving a task of unsealing documents to U.S. District Judge Loretta Preska, who took over the docket. The process has been a years long slog. Preska has weighed different priorities, including the public's presumption of access to court documents versus the privacy interest of people whose names have come up in litigation. In December, for example, she ruled that Adriano Wild and the Farmer sisters waived any rights to privacy after giving media interviews. During the efforts to unseal this batch of records, Preska gave the Does a January 1st deadline to raise any new objections to unsealing their identities. Now that that deadline has passed, the lawyers for G and Maxwell have ordered to, to confer and publish the unsealed versions of the documents on the court docket. Sigrid Macaulay, an attorney for G at the law firm Boys Scher Flexner told BI the newly unsealed documents help explain how Epstein operated his vast global blank trafficking enterprise and got away with it for decades, which resulted in unspeakable harm and devastation to the lives of countless girls and young women. The public's interest must be served in learning more about the scale and scope of Epstein's racket to further the important goal of shutting down the blank trafficking wherever it exists and holding more to account. She said, the unsealing of those documents gets us closer to that goal. The Epstein Doe names include some powerful people. Many of the documents in the G versus Maxwell lawsuit have been unredacted in different places at different times. Let's go. The result is that some of the documents, which can be as already public Daily Mail article about Epstein's former friend Prince Andrew, or more explosive as one of Maxwell's depositions transcripts, form a sort of puzzle where journalists can put together more complete versions by looking at unredacted portions in different places in the court docket. That means journalists have been able to figure out some of the identities of many Does before they are officially unsealed. As BI previously reported, Doe 183, whose lawyer fought in secret court filings to keep his identity under wraps, was connected to Les Wexner, the billionaire former L Brand CEO who gave Epstein billions of dollars in the 1900s and 2000s. Wexner had said that he wasn't aware of Epstein's misleadings and cut off ties with him as he was convicted of soliciting girls for blank in 2007. Many of the Doe's parties turned out to be victims in a previously round of unsealing. Preska disclosed the names of Emmy Taylor and Sarah Ransom, both of whom have spoken out about being victims of Epstein. It didn't make sense for their identities to remain private, Preska said, because Taylor had filed the lawsuits related to her association with Epstein, and Ransom had written a book about her experience being trafficked by him. The current unsealing round comes after Preska announced that December 18th she would unseal the largest batch yet, listing about 50 pages of Does going up to Doe 187. Since the identities of some of the Does have been previously made public, including Doe 183, about 170 Does remaining to name. Preska said she'd give about 14 days from her December 18th ruling to allow any Does to come forward and contest the unsealings. Two have since come forward. A lawyer for Doe 187 says she lived in a culturally conservative country and lives in fear of being released. Preska has given her until January 22nd to provide additional documentation to bolster that argument for privacy. Another anonymous person identified as Doe 110 also asked for an extension to file her documents requesting privacy. Preska said Wednesday that she would rule on that in due course. It isn't clear whether Doe 110 is also a victim of someone else affiliated with Epstein. Among other unsealed names, Dershowitz, originally Doe 24, who said for years that documents related to him should be made public. As Daily Mail previously reported, Doe 162 was identifiable as Joburg, who gave interviews that corroborated some of G's claims about Prince Andrew and said that the British royal blanked both of them at Epstein's Manhattan mansion in 2001. Prince Andrew has denied the allegations and settled a civil blank misconduct lawsuit G brought against him in 2022. The Miami Herald previously reported that the powerful people whose names would be unsealed, including Glenn Dubin, the hedge fund executive with a close relationship to Epstein, his wife, testified in Maxwell's defense at her trial. The modeling agent Jean-Luc Brunel, who also blanked himself in jail in France before his blank trial. This shit crazy, man. Let's go. Some of the docs appear to be linked to Epstein's powerful associates, but weren't necessarily implicated in wrongdoing. Doe 8, for example, is Doug Band, a former aide for Bill Clinton. Prescott pointed out that he gave a long interview with the Vanity Fair about the interactions with Epstein. In the interview, Band said that he sought to push Epstein out of Clinton's orbit, but that Clinton continued to spend time with him anyway. Man. So this shit just keeps, this case got loose, man. What y'all think about that little news document? I mean, little, you know what I'm saying? What y'all think about that little article, man, about what's going on in this damn case? We're going to get to some videos here in a second. I just want to start it off getting y'all pointed in the direction of what the hell was going on in this case, whose names was being released. Those are some of the most powerful names that's been released. I think they're still withholding some shit from us. I think they kind of just throwing bait out there just to kind of please everybody and just be like, okay, well, look, we gave y'all something. Because a lot of the shit, like they want you to piece the shit together yourself. Let's keep this a buck, man. We're going to get to some videos and we about to cover this damn Epstein shit, man. Let's get to these videos, man. Y'all ready? Get the likes up. Make sure y'all smash that like button. Let's go. All right.
The Jeffrey Epstein list is out. Do not eat these. Okay, so here's the official Epstein list, but they did redact 4 names.
2 people are still trying to keep their names hidden from Jeffrey Epstein's list.
Okay, let's go over it. Obviously, Ghislaine Maxwell.
Look, talking of all you perverts, it was a big year. It was a big year for people movies. Surviving R. Kelly, Leaving Neverland, 2 popes. Shut up. I don't care.
And look, wasn't your name on the list? Look, a lot of these people started to feel real uncomfortable when Buddy started talking about that damn Epstein stuff. He got up in front of everybody and started joking about it. And look, everybody, hold on, what did he just say? I don't know, Thug.
Yeah.
Jeffrey Epstein's ties to famous people and powerful figures have caused a lot of suspicion and debate. The wealthy financier had a broad network that involved politicians, celebrities, and even members of royal families. People began questioning his connections, especially when he faced charges of trafficking minors for physical assault. The people connected to Jeffrey have started to panic now because soon, a lengthy roster of individuals connected to the deceased offender Jeffrey Epstein is set to be revealed to the public. These disclosures could provide fresh insights into the sex trafficking operation orchestrated by Epstein, who passed away in 2019, and his associate Ghislaine Maxwell. The disgraced millionaire was known to associate with influential figures in politics, business, and royalty. A judge has mandated the unsealing of court documents related to a lawsuit involving Maxwell, and this release will unveil the true identities behind the 187 references to J. Doe in the legal papers. The names are coming out as part of a resolved lawsuit against Maxwell, the daughter of a British media mogul. Maxwell is currently serving a 20-year prison sentence for her involvement in criminal activities with Epstein. Virginia Giuffre, one of Maxwell's accusers, filed the defamation lawsuit. Initially, the names were kept confidential under a court-ordered seal. However, a judge in New York recently decided that these identities can now be revealed to the public. Judge Loretta Preska highlighted that many individuals mentioned in the lawsuit have already been publicly identified by the media or during Maxwell's criminal trial.
So, like I said, a lot of this stuff didn't catch too many people by surprise. So, a lot of this shit didn't shock too many people. But I mean, when you start to get into some of the details about the issue, it gets really creepy, man. And Bill Clinton, he trying to deny all, and I think they paying people off with Bill, but Bill, bro, we know what you did, dog. And they even said that Bill liked young chicks. It already came out, but obviously they don't want Bill Clinton in this shit, and they don't want Hillary name, and they don't want a lot of this shit to be released. But it's set. All this shit is gonna be released in 2024. So all these people denying shit, it don't even matter. It's gonna come out anyway. So deny all you want, but it's coming out.
She noted that several others did not oppose the release of the documents. However, certain names, particularly those of child victims, will remain sealed, and there might be instances where individuals appear multiple times under different Doe numbers, making it uncertain how many names will be disclosed. Some sources have reported that even if the listed names are already known, the documents may bring new details to light. She emphasized that the revelations could provide a clearer understanding of the specific nature of their relationships with Epstein and Maxwell. Indeed, the clock is ticking, and soon, these prominent figures will discover whether their names will be exposed on the list. Even before the documents are unsealed, speculation is rife about potential individuals, considering the evidence and close associations Epstein had with various people. The anticipation is high as the public awaits the revelation of names that may have been previously shielded from scrutiny. A recent report also reveals that Epstein used these people to manipulate and groom his victims. Speculation suggests that Oprah Winfrey and Tom Hanks visited Jeffrey Epstein's island, known as Little St. James. This private island in the U.S. Virgin Islands, owned by Epstein, gained notoriety due to allegations of criminal activities. The Wall Street Journal just released a detailed report delving into how Jeffrey Epstein manipulated his victims. Victims shared instances where he mentioned the names of his influential friends to persuade women that he could assist them in advancing their careers or immigration efforts.
So they got these chicks, young, impressionable, want to be in the industry or need some legal help. You know what I'm saying? They might have been from somewhere. So, oh, you need to be in America. I can get you in. I know him. I know him. I know him. Oh my gosh, you know Jay-Z. Yeah, I can get him here right now. Oh man, you know Beyonce. Yeah, of course, I got him on FaceTime tonight. What? Come on, y'all. That's how he was. That's how I was going to say the word brooming. That's how he was doing it. That's how. And they would use this massage technique. Man, it was y'all got. I'm not. It's 900 pages, y'all. I'm definitely not reading 900 pages. I'm not finna. We go through a lot of paperwork over here, but we'll be sitting over here going through part 100 if we do. Hell nah. So it's a lot in them damn documents, but we will go over some of the shit that's in there tonight. We're not going over all 900 pages, but we definitely will go over some of the shit in there.
Brittany Henderson, a lawyer representing Epstein's accusers, provided further insights, saying he used the powerful people he was intermingling with to further facilitate his trafficking scheme, whether those people knew it or not. He was using everyone around him to create this facade of legitimacy.
The idea that there are sexual predators in power.
The island featured a large mansion, guest houses, a helipad, and lush landscaping, becoming the center of media attention and controversy for its alleged involvement in illegal activities, including the sexual exploitation of underage girls. The speculation about Oprah and Tom Hanks visiting the island has sparked controversy, with some insinuating that they might have had serious business there. Unsubstantiated rumors accused Oprah of being involved in human trafficking, while Tom Hanks faced false allegations of being a pedophile. However, it's crucial to note that these claims lack credible evidence, and both Oprah Winfrey and Tom Hanks have not been linked to any criminal activities on Epstein's island. A tweet related to Epstein connections went viral on Facebook saying, "Does anyone else find it odd that not a single celebrity or big name on Epstein's flight list has spoken out in defense of themselves?" Chrissy Teigen deleted 27,000 tweets, but never put out a statement about it. Ellen DeGeneres has not spoke on it. Oprah Winfrey has not spoke on it. Conspiracy theorists have targeted TV host Oprah Winfrey, falsely claiming she was placed under house arrest for child trafficking. When Winfrey saw her name trending on Twitter due to this baseless rumor, she explicitly stated that the allegations were untrue. She said, Just got a phone call that my name is trending and being trolled for some awful fake thing. It's not true. Haven't been raided or arrested. Just sanitizing and self-distancing with the rest of the world. Stay safe, everybody.
Okay, so the fact that she says I ain't arrested, that shows you how powerful people are. But they tend to use that. Like, oh, if I was guilty of anything, I'd be in jail. Like, come on, bro. That's like TD Jakes saying, "Oh, I could just repent. I'm good. I ain't got if I was guilty, then come on, brother. We know that tactic, bro. You got connections in the police. You got connections in the government. You got connections in politics. You got connections everywhere. So let's stop pretending like you going to jail for some shit. Like you probably won't because you got too many connections. The same people that's gonna lock you up is the same people who was out there on that island with you. I'm just saying.
Some folks think Oprah and Tom Hanks are the big shots in Hollywood. Mel Gibson spilled some tea, and some people are buying into what he's saying about these Hollywood big shots. When Gibson dropped the movie Sound of Freedom, some powerful folks tried to shut it down because it supposedly spills the beans on Hollywood's deep, dark secrets. One of those secrets includes harming kids and human trafficking. If the revelations from the Epstein list are true, this could spell major trouble for Hollywood's elite. However, there are other big names as well, which could be revealed.
One of the most disturbing problems in our world today is human trafficking. Eradicating this crime is awareness. Go see Sound of Freedom.
Epstein's schedules post-2008 included the model's name, Naomi Campbell, and one of Epstein's accusers attended a Campbell event in Paris with him. The Ukrainian model shared that she attended a 2010 fashion event for Naomi Campbell in Paris. During the event, Epstein noticed her and sent a Russian woman to approach her. The Russian woman portrayed Epstein as a wealthy philanthropist, claiming he was a friend of Campbell and could boost her modeling career. The Ukrainian model described the Russian woman as very sophisticated, standing among celebrities in the VIP crowd. Campbell said, "She seemed very upper class. I saw her standing next to the celebrities in the VIP crowd." Flight records for Epstein's private plane logs also revealed Donald Trump had traveled on Epstein's plane. Donald Trump, the ex-president of the United States, was known to have associated with Jeffrey Epstein. They were seen together at social events and gatherings at Trump's Mar-a-Lago club. In a 2002 interview, Trump called Epstein a terrific guy and mentioned that Epstein liked being around beautiful women, including some who were young. These remarks have faced criticism, especially in light of Epstein's later criminal charges related to sex trafficking of minors.
Okay, so let me ask y'all something. Is Donald Trump guilty of anything? Because I mean, his name popped up on that list, and we all used to see them together. But he kind of was trying to expose him. He was trying to tell everybody about Epstein and them a long time ago. He'd been kind of. So I mean, did Donald Trump do anything, or is Donald Trump guilty or innocent over here? But it's like he knew about it, but didn't do nothing about it. So. But then again, you start to see what was behind it. It's a machine behind that shit, man. It's like that they built this island and did all this for that reason. And there's a very powerful and elite people. So is Donald Trump guilty? Let me ask y'all that. Is he guilty or innocent? Is Donald Trump guilty or innocent? That's all I want to know. How do y'all feel about it? Because I kind of, even if he didn't partake in nothing, and you kind of knew about it and didn't do, but then again, you kind of say like, man, what the hell is he gonna do? Them people is, I don't know, man. I don't know. It's a tricky road. I mean, it's a multi-billion-dollar business they're in doing this though. Y'all do understand that though, right? This is a multi-billion-dollar enterprise they running and doing this shit, and knocking him off cost them a lot of money, or faking it. I don't know.
Flight records reveal that Bill Clinton flew on Epstein's private jet, the Lolita Express, on at least 26 occasions. Clinton, speaking through a spokesperson to New York Magazine, described Epstein as a highly successful financier and a dedicated philanthropist with expertise in global markets and modern science. The people involved with Epstein and who traveled with him have highly regarded him because of his wealth.
Someone said, I'm surprised Ellen ain't on it. I definitely read off Ellen DeGeneres' name. She was 100% on that list. Ellen was on that list, trust me.
However, it's still a suspicion where his money came from. In 2002, Kevin Spacey and Tucker traveled together for a week, visiting AIDS project sites in South Africa, Nigeria, Ghana, Rwanda, and Mozambique.
Somebody said he would have been knocked off if he spoke on it. That's why I said it's a tricky. I don't know. I mean, even if he knew about it, what the fuck could he have done? That's my thing. Like, we all know now, and there's nothing we still can do. They still doing it. There's nothing we can do about it. I mean, these people is bigger than us. I mean, we can only just talk about the shit. I mean, how the hell we gonna stop it when the people who are supposed to stop it are doing it too?
As part of a Clinton Foundation initiative, as reported by New York Magazine. Additionally, Kevin Spacey faced SA charges. But in December 2019, the New York Times revealed that the case had been dropped following the death of the 62-year-old massage therapist who had filed the charges.
They said it was Kevin Spacey. Kevin Spacey was on the list, yes.
Occurring in September of the same year. During Spacey's testimony in another SA case in October 2022, he confirmed that he had flown on Epstein's plane. He said, "I was some important and powerful friend of his, and because I'd been on this aeroplane, I had actually flown to what was being called Pedo Island." Chris Tucker said he had been to the island but had no idea it was Epstein's private plane. Prince Andrew, the Duke of York, was known to have a close friendship with Jeffrey Epstein. Epstein and his associate Ghislaine Maxwell introduced Prince Andrew to their social circle, and they developed a friendship. However, this connection has been overshadowed by allegations suggesting that Epstein instructed Virginia Roberts Giuffre, a former employee at Trump's Mar-a-Lago resort, to participate in sexual activities with Prince Andrew on multiple occasions. "Epstein instructed me to have sex with the prince," Roberts Giuffre said in a court deposition released as part of a 2015 lawsuit. "The first time in London, I was trained to do everything he wanted me to." The allegations made proved Prince Andrew's connections with Epstein and his island. However, Buckingham Palace has denied these allegations, stating that any suggestion of impropriety with underage minors is categorically untrue. Presidential candidate Robert Kennedy Jr. acknowledged in a Fox News interview that he had flown on Jeffrey Epstein's plane on 2 separate occasions. He said, "I was on it in 1993, Kennedy said, "and I went to Florida with my wife and 2 children to visit my mom over Easter. My wife had some sort of relationship with Ghislaine Maxwell." Kennedy asserted that his second flight with Epstein was a family trip to South Dakota for fossil hunting with his then-wife, Mary Richardson, and 4 children. However, records from Epstein's flight logs in the early 90s contradict Kennedy's claim. The logs indicate that RFK Jr. and his family flew with Epstein and Maxwell from Teterboro Airport to Florida on February 17th and returned on February 27th, nearly 2 months before the Easter holiday in 1993. Moreover, there is no evidence in publicly available flight logs of the Kennedy family's supposed fossil collecting trip to South Dakota. Furthermore, the connection between Epstein and Gates has been public knowledge for some time, but a recent report by the Journal in late May shed new light on their relationship. According to the report, Gates had a romantic involvement with a bridge player named Mila Antonova in the early 2010s. Epstein apparently tried to use this information to his advantage against the Microsoft co-founder. Antonova shared that she met Gates at a bridge tournament in 2010 while he married Melinda. Later, she sought funding for a startup related to online bridge learning. Boris Nikolic, a friend and then scientific advisor to Gates, introduced Antonova to Epstein in 2013. Although Epstein didn't fund the venture, he did pay for Antonova's software coding education. In 2017, well after the relationship between Gates and Antonova had ended, Epstein allegedly emailed Gates asking for reimbursement for the schooling expenses. This request came shortly after Gates declined Epstein's proposal to establish a significant charitable fund in collaboration with JP Morgan Chase. Speculations and discussions abound regarding individuals implicated in the Jeffrey Epstein case. The unveiling of documents to the public is anticipated to expose the true involvement of celebrities. Many users have expressed their opinions and remarks about the ongoing situation, particularly as they learn more about the celebrities linked to the Jeffrey Epstein case. The revelations have generated considerable public interest and scrutiny. A user said, "RFK Jr. has already been prepping everyone for his possible name drop. He admitted to flying on the Lolita Express at least twice just recently. Seems like damage control prior to this document dump IMO." And that's it for today's video, guys.
Man. That's just to get y'all caught up to speed on what the hell is going on. This is sick and twisted and loose. I told y'all, man. I told y'all this is gonna be a tough one, man. We just gotta we gotta get through this, man. It's gonna be a tough one. We just gotta get through it, man. Let's keep the shit a big buck. All right, man. Let's continue this shit, man. Let's continue. We're not done. Let's continue this coverage. Get the likes up, y'all. Make sure y'all smash the like button.
President Bill Clinton, Donald Trump, Vice President Al Gore, the pop star Michael Jackson, and the British astrophysicist Stephen Hawking. Just some of the famous names among a list of 150 revealed overnight in newly unsealed court papers linked to the deceased sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. None of them have been accused of any wrongdoing in the documents, but their names appeared in a vast 943-page trove of evidence released from a past civil case involving the alleged Epstein victim, Virginia Giuffre. Giuffre was just 17 when she claimed she was trafficked to Epstein's Florida mansion in Palm Beach by his then girlfriend, the British socialite Ghislaine Maxwell, who is now serving a 20-year prison sentence for her role in the affair. Giuffre alleges she was sexually assaulted there and at Epstein's other properties in New York and on an island in the Caribbean, along with dozens of other girls. Despite the fact Giuffre settled her defamation case with Maxwell in 2009, it's taken years to get the court documents and details released. This latest batch is another crucial part of that effort, but her lawyer says there are still thousands of other pages to be unsealed.
It shows you the people that were in his circle and why that's relevant, because all of those people were helping enable the trafficking operation.
But some of the big names that are being talked about today, that's not to imply that these people were the enablers. Isn't it more about the fact that Epstein was enabled to just carry on living the lifestyle that he did?
Epstein would never have been able to do this without the support of the individuals around him.
And again, like I said, he used everybody around him. Dude used everybody around him, all the connections he made. He got flight logs of people, kind of started blackmailing and using everybody's power against them. The dude was I don't know, man. Dude was some type of evil genius in a way. You know what I'm saying? Because what he did, he started something for all of the elites to get away with. I mean, then he ended up taking the blame for everything in the end. But then a lot of people don't believe that he really got taken out the way he did. I'm trying to be real careful with this. See, a lot of people don't be careful when they do shit like this. You got to be very, very, very careful with shit like this. But a lot of people don't believe what they say happened to the dude. They say, man, look, he paid somebody off in that jail. They don't even believe none of this shit. They saying, bro, they just telling you that. Was he knocked off? Did he unalive? What happened to him in there? Did he get away with what he did he have enough money to pay everybody off in that jail and just walk out that motherfucker? I mean, if we go back and look at it, Epstein had that kind of money. Epstein had more money than all these motherfuckers. Like, let's keep it a buck. And somebody could look it up for me right now. What was Epstein's net worth when he died?
Is that because you think if you were just anywhere in his orbit, it should have been obvious to you that something was wrong?
Absolutely. I think that people sat silent for years and years and years. And this is only a fraction of the record that's within the court files.
Some of the documents released contain details of a previously reported encounter between another alleged victim of Epstein, Johanna Schoberg, who describes a moment involving Prince Andrew and Virginia Giuffre and a puppet of the prince, believed to be from the show's Spitting Image. She said they decided to take a picture with it, in which Virginia and Andrew sat on a couch.
560 million when he died, y'all. 560 million was his net worth when he died. 560, that's a lot of money. It's a lot of damn money to start paying people off. I mean, you got to think about it. If you got 560 million, just giving a motherfucker 10 million will change shit. You know what I'm saying? So you ain't got to give up the whole 560. Just imagine offering somebody, look, bro, I got 25 million for you. For each of y'all. Fuck it. I got 100 million for you. For y'all, I got 25 a piece for both y'all. Bank accounts. Just get me up out there. I got your bank accounts. It'll hit your bank account. As soon as I touch 2 feet, you could knock me off if it don't hit your bank account. Let me get 2 feet out this bitch and all y'all good. I'm just saying.
They put the puppet on Virginia's lap, and I sat on Andrew's lap, and they put the puppet's hand on Virginia's breast, and Andrew put his hand on my breast, and they took a photo. Buckingham Palace has previously called the allegation categorically untrue, and Prince Andrew has always maintained he never even met Virginia Giuffre. And in 2022, the prince settled a lawsuit that she brought against him with no admission of any wrongdoing. Likewise, President Clinton, whose name was mentioned 70 times in the Unsealed papers, has said he knows nothing about Epstein's crimes, as has Donald Trump.
So both of these dudes say, we don't know nothing about the crimes, dog. He was just a cool dude. He was a cool dude. I hung out with him. Do you think it's possible for somebody to just know Epstein and not know none of this shit? Is it possible for Donald Trump to be who he is, Bill Clinton to be who he is, and just have no idea that this dude is doing what the hell he's doing?
And remember, there are no specific allegations about anyone else named in the latest documents. The biggest revelation, perhaps, that some of the world's biggest stars and politicians fraternized with Jeffrey Epstein, and that it's taken more than a decade for their names to formally be released, with thousands of other documents still to come.
Somebody said 70 times. Hell, he in on it at this point. You put his name on there 70 times, bro. You got something to do with something. Salute to Angela Barnes for being a member for 22 months. Throw them flowers up for Angela Barnes.
Siobhan Kennedy, earlier I spoke to the lawyer Spencer Couvin in Florida, who's represented several of Epstein's victims, and to Anna Whitelock, who's Professor of History of Modern Monarchy at London City University. I started off by asking Mr. Couvin what this latest news means for the victims.
My clients have been fighting for over 16 years now for the full story to be disclosed. So it's a significant step in the right direction. This is not the end, though. There's a lot more information that really needs to come out and needs to be disclosed. But again, allowing the public to see the people that were in Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell's orbit is very important so that people can judge for themselves whether they did something wrong or didn't.
From what I've seen and what I've been reading, there were no big new allegations or revelations. Were you disappointed by that?
No, in fact, the judge said as much in her order before releasing the materials, that one of the reasons why she favored releasing these materials was the fact that these people were already in the public domain.
Salute to Daisy Jenkins, says, if you remember for 21 months, throw them flowers up for you, first of all. Says, Ratchet, you the GOAT. Salute, salute. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Salute. Throw them flowers up for Daisy.
People had already talked about the relationship between Jeffrey Epstein and Bill Clinton, and Jeffrey Epstein and Prince Andrew and others. This is not a list of individuals per se. People have been talking about a release of a list. This is normal court filing that merely mention people's names. So it is not.
So therefore, why has it been so difficult, do you think, for this information to be released?
Well, I think it's been difficult because a lot of the people that are identified in these documents did not want to be identified with Jeffrey Epstein in the same breath. You know, for example, this release of information gives us a little bit of color behind the relationships between Jeffrey Epstein and Prince Andrew and how close they were, or Jeffrey Epstein and Bill Clinton and how close those relationships were.
It's important to say in this that all of those people that have been mentioned say that they deny any wrongdoing at all. Prince Andrew has said that before, and also that's been a statement from Buckingham Palace. Anna, I just wanted to bring you in here. Prince Andrew is named in these new documents. He's accused of groping a woman, which he denies. But what does this do for his reputation?
Salute to Pure Hearts Club for getting that membership from Miss Dundada Evans. Salute. I appreciate you, Miss Dundada.
I think in many ways it doesn't do further damage in that so much damage has already been done. I think people have made up their minds about Prince Andrew. And although he was with the royal family at Sandringham, he's very much there as a member of the family and not a working royal. It just, again, really brings to the fore this very tawdry business that just won't go away for the royal family. And Of course, it was an issue that a devoted mother had to deal with, the late Queen. Now, of course, Charles is having to deal with it as Andrew's elder brother.
Do y'all think that the princes had anything to do with anything? I don't know. Their names was heavily in the list. They had heavy connections to the island. They had heavy connections to Epstein. Y'all tell me.
What do you think he'll be saying behind closed doors? And what do you think the family really think about what's going on?
In a sense, he's a problem that won't go away for Charles, but he absolutely, I think, will have no qualms about keeping him at a distance. And the fact that the palace are not speaking for him is what you would expect, because he's not a working royal. But I think also speaks volumes about the fact that he is now at a distance, and they are trying to keep that distance from him.
He's not a working royal, but many in the public will see him as still having titles, still having many of the trappings of being within the royal family. He's still a Duke of York. So do you think there'll be more calls to remove more of this kind of furniture from him?
And I got the whole 940 whatever. I think it was 943 page. I got every fucking page of it. I'm not about to go through 900 some pages, which I'm just not going. I went through what 70 something pages in the Mo3 case. It took me like 3 nights to do that shit. I go through all that type of shit. I'm just not. 900 is fucking. That's a lot of paperwork, yo. That's a lot.
Yes, I think probably there will.
I've read it though. I've read most of the shit, but it's just a lot of shit. You can go find it if you can go find it. I got it. I've been had it
Will be
since last night.
Further calls. I mean, you know, his presence is just incredibly toxic and undermining for anything that King Charles might try to do to modernize the monarchy, to try and engage it with a wider demographic. And so, yes, perhaps there will be further calls for Andrew to be stripped of all remaining titles. Andrew will, of course, feel that, you know, the fact that he is no longer able to represent the monarchy and be a working royal is punishment enough.
And Spencer, I just wanted to get a word from you. What are days like this like for people that you represent, just having to see all of this information come up again? I just wonder what it's like for them.
Well, thank you, and for even asking, because I think that gets forgotten in the greater story of the perpetrators here, are the victims. There are literally tens, if not hundreds, of victims that are out there that were abused by Jeffrey Epstein. And to see these stories repeatedly in the news obviously brings up awful thoughts. These young women are now in their 20s, some in their early 30s, and have moved on with their lives. And unfortunately, this is an awful part of their past. But having said that, it is comforting to know that the people in Jeffrey Epstein's orbit are now being held to account for their behavior, finally.
Spencer Cooven, Anna Whitelock, thank you very much indeed for your time. Thank you.
Thank you.
Man. So as you see there, man, it's a lot of loose shit going on in this Epstein case, and it's only gonna get more and more explosive. I just want to get y'all caught up to speed on what the fuck is going on this shit, man. Let's keep this shit a buck, man. We're not done. Hold on. Let's continue. Let's get back to Mr. Epstein. Let's go. Let's get back to him.
Two incredibly powerful men, many horrendous crimes. The downfalls of Hollywood mogul Harvey Weinstein and financier Jeffrey Epstein are linked in some shocking ways. Both Harvey Weinstein and Jeffrey Epstein were part of a group of investors looking to purchase New York Magazine in 2003. Among the others in the group were billionaire Nelson Peltz, businessman Donnie Deutsch, and U.S. News and World Report owner Mortimer Zuckerman, the New York Times noted. Ultimately, the group bid $44 million for the publication, but was outbid by investment banker Bruce Wasserstein. Why get into the media business? The New York Times explained that the group was motivated by ego, power, and cachet. While Weinstein had plenty of Hollywood influence at the time, Business Insider reported that Epstein tried to establish himself as a media mogul. The outlet noted that after the failed New York Magazine bid, he and Zuckerman invested $25 million into Radar Magazine. The outlet was ultimately sold to American Media Incorporated in 2008, after it stopped publishing in print. It's never been stated, but one could guess the two were looking to have some control over their stories.
So, did anybody know that the Weinstein and Epstein the situations are linked, and these two dudes did a lot of shit in the industry, and that's how Epstein tried to get his way in. Whoop de whoop de whoop, start to mix and mingle. That's how he was trying to take over Hollywood. Let's keep that shit a buck.
Immediate disintegration of figures like Prince Andrew, who settled the sexual abuse lawsuit with Virginia Giuffre, an Epstein victim who Andrew was accused of raping, shows what such charges can do to the carefully crafted public images of influential people.
But you don't go into these places, you don't go to stay with people looking for that.
In 2006, Jeffrey Epstein and Harvey Weinstein attended a royal party thrown by Prince Andrew. The New York Post acquired a photo from the event in which they are pictured together with Ghislaine Maxwell, Epstein's former girlfriend, who is currently behind bars for her role in his alleged sex trafficking. The outlet notes that the photo was taken while an arrest warrant for Epstein was out in Florida, charging unlawful sex with a minor. Refinery 29 notes that he pleaded guilty to solicitation of a sex worker and made a deal with Miami's top prosecutor to get just 3 months in a low-security prison.
3 months. 3 months that he was getting slap on the wrist after slap on the wrist after slap on the wrist. And they said when this dude got locked up one time, this dude was coming and going it's like he had a key to the jail. He just came in and, you know what I'm saying, probably worked out for a little bit, watched TV, said, all right, I'm tired of this. I'm going out. All right, we'll see y'all tomorrow.
The final charges never mention the victim's age. Weinstein himself engaged in criminal sexual conduct that same year. According to the BBC, Mimi Haley, a former production worker, accused him of forcing her to perform oral sex on him in 2006. She testified against Weinstein in his trial in New York, in which Weinstein was found guilty of 1 count of a first-degree criminal sexual act against Haley, as well as 1 count of third-degree rape against Jessica Mann. A Daily Beast report alleges that Jeffrey Epstein introduced young women to Harvey Weinstein. According to the outlet, Epstein recruited Shantae Davies into his alleged sex trafficking ring in 2001 when
it's like he started to take the girls he already had to them just to have something on them. And say, hey, you know I do it, but hey, I know you do too. Hey, I brought her to you, remember? You did. Hey, it was what it was. And I got it on film. You know what I'm saying? It's like he had documents on the shit. He had logs. It's like he had everybody in his pocket. So not only did he, it's like that dude had 560 million that they knew about. Imagine what they didn't know about. There's probably another billion somewhere. I wouldn't be surprised if that dude had $1 billion somewhere that's just sitting somewhere. 560 million don't sound like enough for Jeffrey Epstein. I'm gonna be real.
she was 21 years old. Years later, he introduced her to Weinstein. The movie mogul reportedly got her a small role in the 2005 horror film Beast.
More than anything, I just felt stupid. Yeah, I felt duped.
As for Epstein, the Daily Beast claims that he used his connection to Weinstein to impress young women. It's unclear how long this apparently mutually beneficial relationship went on, but the outlet says that one of Epstein's first victims, Maria Farmer, says that she heard Ghislaine Maxwell, who she said raped her along with Epstein, speaking of a film executive named Harvey. When Farmer pressed Maxwell, she allegedly confirmed that she was speaking of Harvey Weinstein. Farmer also said Maxwell bragged about knowing Weinstein's brother, Bob. New York publicist R. Curry Hay told the Daily Beast, "From my point of view, I can tell you that Ghislaine and Epstein viewed Hollywood and the movies as a way into power society. It wouldn't surprise me if Weinstein and Epstein felt a kinship through their immoral character traits and that they had some immediate symbiotic relationship because of their evil ways." Both Jeffrey Epstein and Harvey Weinstein were friends with former talk show host Charlie Rose, who was accused of sexually harassing 8 women between the late 90s to as recently as the 2010s, according to the Washington Post. According to the Daily Beast, Epstein phoned Rose in 2005 and 2006 with the intention of meeting to share the phone numbers of women the talk show host was eyeing to employ. When Rose's written call log surfaced in 2019 in New York Magazine, none other than Epstein's name was present, along with notes from the reported meetings to discuss potential female employees. One entry describes the world's most perfect assistant, who used to work for none other than Harvey Weinstein. Epstein allegedly recommended 5 women and provided their phone numbers. According to New York Magazine, Rose hired 3, though one of his representatives said he was unaware of the accused sex trafficker's abuse until he pleaded guilty to soliciting a sex worker in 2006. The Associated Press noted that police had been investigating trafficking claims against Epstein since 2005, however. One woman who was recommended by Epstein and ended up working for Rose said, "I was being offered up for abuse." In his book,
look, man, it was a lot of twisted shit going on between all these people, and all of them got secrets against each other. They all, man, this is some criminal organization that's been going on in Hollywood since the 80s, 90s. Probably earlier than that shit. Ain't no telling how long it goes up to. We just know about the shit we didn't caught up to.
Relentless Pursuit, Bradley Edwards, one of the lawyers who helped put Jeffrey Epstein behind bars, described a disturbing story about Weinstein and Epstein's reported sexual abuse. Edwards pointed to a conversation with Jean-Luc Brunel, an Epstein associate accused of helping him run his underage sex trafficking ring. Brunel described an alleged scene where Weinstein was receiving a massage from one of Epstein's girls. Edwards writes, he attempted to aggressively convert the massage into something sexual. The girl rejected his advances. As the story goes, Harvey then verbally abused her for rejecting him. Little did Harvey know this was one of Epstein's favorite girls at the time, and Jeffrey viewed the aggressive mistreatment as disrespectful to him. Epstein allegedly kicked Weinstein out of the house, delivering the message that he was never to come back. That was apparently the end of their relationship. If you or anyone you know has been a victim of sexual assault, help is available.
Man. So as we see there, like a lot of the shit that we talk about, it's all connected. It's all combined. All the cases that we cover, they all are connected. They all are combined. Let's continue, man. We ain't done yet. We got a lot to talk about with this shit. Now, this next one, we're gonna speed it up so we can get the information out. Let's continue, y'all. Let's talk about this.
Older than 18, roughly around the time she was working for Epstein and Maxwell. And then there's Virginia. Virginia is one of the girls who was believed to be younger. She tells us a lot of stories about how it was very common for girls anywhere between 15 to 21 to have to commit sexual acts, go down on Maxwell and Epstein and other famous people, whether they were Prince Andrew, lawyers, hedge fund folks, politicians like senators. Virginia and Joanna make these allegations in lawsuits against Maxwell. Jeffrey's dead because he, quote unquote, killed himself. So therefore, the lawsuits are against Maxwell, who's presently in jail. So let's start going through some of the annotated documents, and we're just going to look for the juicy parts here. So the first time Joanna met Jeffrey, he showed up in a bathrobe. And this ends up becoming pretty common in terms of the MO here of Epstein. She took the job because she was supposed to just answer phone calls and take messages. Then she met this girl, Emmy Taylor, in the bathroom with Jeffrey, and that's basically where she learned how to give massages. Massages is basically how you started leading these girls into providing sexual acts for Jeffrey Epstein and other folks. In fact, just to jump a little bit out of order, we can go to police reports where we get a lot of color, and it gets a little redundant, but I'll give you some of the color right away. So there are search warrants here, there are police reports here, and there in the search warrants, there are nude photos that are discovered, there are adult sex toys that are discovered, including some sex toys that are called twin torpedoes, and soap made in the shape of a male part and female part, also found in the upstairs bedroom. These items go into multiple descriptions. Basically, at the Palm Beach residence of Jeffrey Epstein, individuals, specifically mostly girls, would enter the master bathroom, and that's where there was a large massage table. Jeffrey Epstein would lie down on his stomach area for a massage. And generally, girls were asked, for example, here, to be topless and in their panties. Jeffrey Epstein would pleasure himself while girls were instructed to rub his chest or do things for him. He would, at times, use sexual toys on the females involved to essentially return the pleasure. And then he would pay somewhere around $200 to $300, depending on the acts that they perform. Sarah was known as a booker, so she regularly would book appointments for people that needed their massages. Again, these massages were sexual work. As you can see here, the work was to give massages, which we know that work, including one case here where one of the victims was deemed to be 14 years old, was to provide a massage, possibly naked, and if they did that, they would receive $200. At the time, apparently, she took the job. She was 15 years old, and somebody here is reporting she looked really, really young. But anyway, Sarah brought her upstairs and observed several photographs of naked females throughout the house, requested that she remove her clothing, and every time she came to show up to work, more and more things were requested. For example, Epstein would walk into the master bedroom bathroom area wearing only his towel. He would pleasure himself as she provided a massage. Redacted name stated she was unsure if he finished as he was pleasuring himself under her towel. Additionally, she never looked below his waist. She claimed Epstein would convince her to remove her clothing. She eventually removed her clothing and stayed in her thong. On occasion, Epstein would use the vibrator on her, which he described as white in color with a large head. Every time she provided a massage, he would pleasure himself. And then she was given $200 for each girl that she would bring to Epstein as well. And then, of course, she was paid for the service or the massage that she would provide. This was very common. Sarah and Epstein, sometimes this would turn into foursomes, threesomes, whatever. Very commonly, girls were brought dozens of times. Here's an example, 15 times to residences where they were essentially asked to provide sexual services. For example, here, Epstein began, one girl who kept repeatedly coming ended up being touched by Epstein on her butt and grabbed. As Epstein pleasured himself, he would grab her breast, fondled her, and would pay extra money to end up having vaginal intercourse. She stated all this occurred on the massage table. $200 was generally paid for massage. $350 was what was paid for sexual intercourse. And these are from some of the police reports. Now, those are some of the police reports. I want to go through Virginia's statements a little bit more because you can see how this sort of evolves in the story of her. So this goes back to Virginia, sorry, not Virginia, this goes back to Joanna. Joanna goes to the job to make phone calls or to answer the phone and take messages. Then she meets Emmy Taylor where they learn, or she gets basically trained to give massages. And they would massage her in addition to training her how to give massages. So that way she could know what it would feel like. Emmy was referred to as a sex slave by Maxwell. And the only references to Trump in this what really had to do with Epstein potentially giving Trump a call to go to his Atlantic casino, his Atlantic City casino. Okay, looking for some more here. There were, Joanna basically had to do work in New York, Florida, France, around the world. I came up and saw Virginia, Jeffrey, and Prince Andrew and Maxwell in the room. Here's the story of where they first meet Prince Andrew. And apparently Prince Andrew, there was some kind of Prince Andrew puppet or doll or something like that. And they all
and again, Trump's name only came up in something that had to do with going out somewhere to the casino or something. Trump never was in. They don't got Trump on nothing. I will put that out there and say that. So, but Trump was trying to expose this at one point, He was saying some shit about this. He was telling y'all he disassociated himself with this dude. Trump ended up allegedly backing away from this dude. I'm cool on that. I think he knew what was going on. I'm gonna be real about it. I think Trump knew what was going on, but I don't think there was shit he could do about it. I think the situation was way bigger than him, but he did speak on it. Yeah, he did. So, but he was only on there as giving a call. I think they kicked in and shit. I think he knew the dude was a whoop de whoop. He even said, "Yeah, he like him young." Hey, look, hey, around that time, they all did.
Thought it would be funny to take a picture, so she sat on Prince Andrew's lap and he grabbed her breast, actually grabbed Virginia's breast, which was the potentially underage girl. That in her deposition, she testifies that she was approximately 16 to 17 at the time of this Prince Andrew relationship. So we'll see more about this, but we do have a picture of Virginia as well here. Let's go to the Virginia. We've got. Let's get it here quickly, Virginia. I don't have it handy at the moment. Okay, so we'll get that in a moment. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna pull it up. So we have that to catch everybody up. Yeah, here it is. Got it. Here you can see Virginia Roberts, which is whom Joanna's talking about with Prince Andrew and Maxwell in the background. Going on with Joanna's testimony here. There was another girl which I'd never seen before. She seemed young to me. We had comments like that. Sarah Kellen was the scheduler, born in 1980, so around 2001 would have been about 21. And this is where you get a lot of the 15 to 21 age range starting. You get more of that specificity from Virginia later. Did you ever observe David Copperfield to be a friend of Jeffrey Epstein? Yes. Questioned me if I was getting paid. I heard him call for someone. Can we find girls for someone in Hawaii? Jeffrey Epstein would take me to Victoria's Secret. He would come in the fitting room with me. He joked that at one point another girl called Jeffrey Epstein dad. It's pretty weird. Who propositioned you to have babies? Jeffrey Epstein wanted Joanna to have babies with him. She felt that she was living in secret and that Bill Clinton was a friend of Epstein. That he knew that she knew there were dealings with Bill Clinton and Jeffrey Epstein. There was also reference here to he said one time that Clinton likes them young, referring to girls. This is from Joanna's deposition. How would you provide the massages? Naked 25 to 50% of the time. Would Epstein have you rub his nipples? Yes. Would he pleasure himself during massages? Yes. Did he use sex toys or vibrators on you? Yes. Would he leave the sex toys or clean them up after? He never cleaned up. The actual quote is, he did not ever clean up. Now, one of the girls, Nadia, was nicknamed Gulfstream Girl on social media. She was a pilot and co-conspirator. I think she was actually born in 86, not 96. Let's say 86. There we go, correct that. I'm going to have this actual document with all the annotations, by the way, on ehack.com. You're welcome to get them there. That's where I post all my research. Do you know the individual by name? Now, some of the names are still redacted from the drop here, so we fill in with Jane 1. I can see the progression of this unnamed girl, because she's probably minor, being groomed a little bit, or being groomed a little. They got her braces, she had terrible posture, and with a lot of massages, she learned how to stand up straight. So I just saw her become a more confident person. I assumed she was 18, but I did not know her age. Did you ever observe any females topless or naked by the pool? Yes, mostly skinny dipping, including Sarah Kellen and Maxwell. How often? 3 times. This is Joanna. Let's get some more annotations here. Jeffrey said, we'll call up Trump and we'll go to that casino. That was that reference. That's where the Trump quote was. So you met with Virginia, an investigator at the same time, basically trying to help get Virginia's story out because Virginia's the younger girl. Dershowitz called her a liar. She was recruited to give massages, sexual massages, and have sex with people like Dershowitz, the political, he's an attorney, criminal attorney, and involved in politics as well as Prince Andrew. But I knew none of that at the time, says Joanna. I knew she wasn't a liar. Jeffrey wanted to sleep with her. She was there to have sex with men that Jeffrey wanted her to sleep with. There we go. Let's get that phrasing right. I formed my opinion based on my experience in the house. Jeffrey was very open with me about what the other girls did for him, and I was not one of those girls. He was always trying to recruit me in a way that I could live and travel with them and live a life of luxury if only I did this, XYZ, which we'll see from Virginia what some of those thises were like. We got a little bit.
All right, so that's just some of the shit from the court documents. Man, it's some sick shit in this in these court documents, dog. It's a whole bunch of activity, you know what I'm saying, shouldn't have been going on. But like I said, Trump's name was only in it because of that. That was the only thing in that 900 pages that was had to do with Trump. It was only that. So I'm gonna keep it a buck on that point. But let's continue to go over what the hell was in this shit.
Of complaining about journalists here. She says she met Michael Jackson at the Palm Beach at Jeffrey's house. That's where we were reading about the police reports, was that Palm Beach house. So Michael Jackson apparently was there. We'll talk a little bit about media reports here, police reports. Okay, let's get into Virginia's testimony now. Let's see here. Maxwell told you to give a massage to Glenn Dubin, correct? Told you to give a massage to Prince Andrew, correct? Bill Richardson, the former governor of New Mexico, correct? He was 51 there, but he's dead. Getting shipped to New Mexico to give a massage. I was flying everywhere with these people, including Jean-Luc Brunel. Brunel was found dead later in his jail cell in La Santa prison after allegedly hanging himself. He had attempted suicide several times before his death. That's just from Google. This person led a modeling agency called Kareen Models with financing from Jeffrey Epstein, allegedly. I sent to Jean-Luc many places to have sex with him. This deposition is put together in 2 different transcripts. The second transcript is a little bit more, well, let's just put it this way. Let me go to it. This is right here. This one gets interesting. So this asks a little bit about her background. This is Virginia. She talks about how she was 15 years old in 1999 when she met Maxwell. She met Maxwell while working at Mar-a-Lago for Donald Trump. Her father was a maintenance person working on air conditioners and tennis courts at Mar-a-Lago. And previously she worked at Publix as a bag girl, and she took the summer job at the facility. Here's that comment where her father was the maintenance manager or supervisor at the time. And she describes meeting Maxwell in the just outside the locker room of the Mar-a-Lago facility. She says that Jeffrey Epstein and Maxwell gave her gifts, including makeup and potentially diamond earrings and a bracelet. for her 16th birthday. She was 16 at the time, 16 to 17 at the time. And then we start getting into some of the, this is where she was approached, just outside the locker room, sitting where the other girl usually sits. She was away from the desk. I was reading a book on massage therapy. That's when she was approached by Maxwell.
Salute to the professional gamer. It says, those who got locked up and stepped down, Hollywood social media bans, Trump's impeachments, blank, 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 blank. I can't say all that stuff, but Diddy, TD Jakes, all connected. Believe it. No, you right on it. I can't say all this shit that you just said, but definitely you right on the money. If y'all know, y'all know. All of the things that are going on right now are all connected, from TD Jakes to everything. Look at that super chat I just got. I appreciate that 10 piece, by the way. Look at that super chat right there from the professional gamer. All of those things are connected. Everything in front of you is for a reason. Pay attention to it. The time is coming.
And then as we scroll down, we start getting into the sexual relation part, where Virginia describes Maxwell as having very large natural breasts. I can tell you that her pubic hair was dark brown, nearly black. I don't remember any specific birthmarks or moles that I could point out that would be relevant. She introduced herself as Jenna, met Emmy Taylor, Maxwell's assistant. There were a lot of girls. There were so many girls, Virginia says. Is it your contention that Maxwell had sex with underage girls virtually every day when you were around her? Yes. There were a lot of girls involved. First name basis, a lot of these girls would come and go. We weren't introduced on first name basis, though. That is difficult for me to pinpoint exactly. But this is where we get started with some of the allegations around what exactly happened. I don't believe that any of the girls involved were truly willing participants doing it out of their own wanting. I believe they were all there for one purpose, and that was to keep Jeffrey and Maxwell happy and to do our job, which was giving them erotic massages and keeping them sexually pleased. Just a reminder, they would constantly get reminders of the prominent people they knew, and that was sort of a way of having leverage over the girls because you didn't want to piss them off, specifically during their training. They were told these things. Many of the girls were under 18. My instruction from them was the younger the better. There were blondes, there were brunettes, there were redheads. They were all beautiful girls. I would say ages ranged between 15 to 21. Some of them looked really young. Some of them, I wouldn't say 21 looks old or anything like that, but it's hard to gauge on the person's age without asking them. In what locations did Maxwell have sexual contact with any girl? U.S. Virgin Island, Jeffrey's Island, where? Jeffrey's Cabana. Down by the beach, in little cabanas by the beach, happened on many occasions. Did Maxwell, when you were outside, did you see Maxwell have sexual contact with a female? I would say a female, not a woman because of age. In general, in my mind, okay, this is one of the attorneys speaking. Sorry, let's jump over here. So here we go. Well, there were quite a few girls. And it was, excuse me, if I'm saying this in an explicit way, but I don't know what else or how else to say it. So if you don't understand, please let me know. Girl on girl action. What sexual contact did you observe Maxwell have with females by the pool? At an orgy on the U.S. Virgin Island? Girl on girl action. So there was a lot of, what's the word for it? Licking vaginas and breasts. Fingers being used. She was involved with that. I remember specifically I had to go down. Do you know what I mean by go down? I had to go down on Maxwell. Jeffrey was there as well. This is the person who alleges they were under 18 when this all happened. Can you describe the other girls physically? Beautiful, tall, blonde, some were sandy brown, some had foreign tongue, Russian, Czechoslovakian, whatever. Traveled to the island between 20 to 50 times, basically provided services and had sexual contact with Maxwell everywhere. New York, Palm Beach, France, England, lots of times. They talked about how easy it was to pick up girls, like a redhead they picked up in Paris, and how easy it was to walk up to these French girls to pick them up. Worked at Jeffrey's office. Can you tell us about the politically connected people that you had sexual contact with? It was a blur, but can you name one person? Yes, Prince Andrew. Anyone else? Glenn Dubin, who is a hedge fund manager. They both directed me to do it. It was part of my training. They both told me, you've got tickets to go here. This is who you're meeting, and this is what you're doing. We're sending you to a gentleman. We want you to show them a good time. We want you to do exactly what you would do for Jeffrey for him. Keep him happy. I think I was 17. After my training, Glenn Dubin and the Redacted were the first two people I was sent out to. I think I was 17. 6 months before what? Before Prince Andrew. I don't know. I think I met Prince Andrew in 21. Virginia was born in 83, so she could have been 18, but she was born in August of 1983. Like I said, the first people I was sent out to after my training, so I don't know. Here's some other names. Stephen Kaufman was one. Alan Dershowitz was another. Glenn and Stephen. First time I was with Alan Dershowitz was in New York, so I wasn't actually sent to him. It happened at one of Jeffrey's residences. They instructed me to go to George Mitchell. George Mitchell was the Senate Majority Leader from 89 to 95. Later worked for Obama. Jean-Luc Brunel, he was that modeling agency guy. Bill Richardson, former governor of New Mexico. Their entire lives revolved around sex. They call massages sex. They call modeling sex. Are you saying Maxwell directed you to have sex with Epstein? Yes. Dublin or Dubin? Yes. Prince Andrew? Yes. Richardson? Yes. Where did you have sex with them? In cabanas, many places, Virgin Islands. Okay. Then we have the Hawking comment, which was very interesting. That Stephen Hawking was mentioned in here.
Salute to Jess B. It says, Ed just had to say my husband has officially sat down and he is learning something. Stay woke. Salute to you, Jess B. I appreciate you. Hey, tell him to sit his ass down and learn something tonight. You know what I'm talking about? Tone bot.
Stephen Hawking was mentioned right here. You can issue any reward. This is from an email from Jeffrey Epstein to Maxwell.
And I think this information is floating over a lot of people's heads. These are the people who have been in power and position. Pay attention to the names of these people who were forcing themselves on these girls or whatever. And mind you, these are girls not even of age. And all the shit that's in this. Do y'all not understand? These are the most princes, presidents, and politicians. These are the most powerful people that were in the country and around the world at this time, all in this place, running this organization.
You can issue a reward to any of Virginia's friends, acquaintances, family that come forward and prove her allegations are false. The strongest is the Clinton dinner and the new version in the Virgin Islands that Stephen Hawking participated in an underage orgy. Those are the allegations, right? So they're trying to, Jeffrey Epstein is basically sending an email to Maxwell going, hey, like, can you basically find people who can discredit Virginia, alleging that there was a Clinton dinner and a Stephen Hawking's underage orgy. That was one. Then we have the Clinton mention about young girls, which was Clinton likes them young, referring to girls. That was in the actual testimony right here. We saw that. He said one time that Clinton likes them young, referring to the girls. So we jumped around a little bit in some of these annotated, but then we also have a little bit of annotations from Maxwell's deposition, but I don't remember that we got much on Maxwell's depo. I personally had massages from Joanna. So remember, Joanna was the first girl we talked about, where she was trained, she was hired as a phone operator, and then she was trained, and now Maxwell is admitting that she's had, that she came for telephone calls. I believe at some point she became a masseuse, and then she had massages from Joanna, which remember, massages mean sex in this world. And her attorney really limits what she says. So there's a lot of deflecting in Maxwell's testimony or deposition, so not too much useful here. But definitely some of the big names that we saw were Richardson, Senator Mitchell, Prince Andrew, Dershowitz, Dubin, Michael Jackson being involved out here, Clinton liking them young, Stephen Hawking, Brunel, the model agency guy who committed suicide in jail. David Copperfield was in here. He's the magician. And have you ever met David Copperfield? Yes. And that's on this section right here. Someone called me from the house and said I would be there if I wanted to have dinner. I arrived, I could meet him. So when I arrived, he wasn't there yet, and I waited. There was another girl, which I'd never met, never seen before. She seemed young to me. Asked her what school she went to. Basically, it sounded like it was a high school. Did you observe David Copperfield to be a friend of Jeffrey Epstein? Yes. Questioned me if I was aware the girls were getting paid. No specifics beyond that. There was also, let me see if, there was one mention of the Pope right here on page 270 of the whole set. I remember there being photos everywhere, and one that sticks out in my memory was a photo of Maxwell with the Pope. It would not surprise me if there were naked photos around. I just didn't retain them in my memory. So regarding the Pope, it was really just, to be clear, not a topless photo of Maxwell and the Pope, just that Maxwell had taken a photo of the Pope. But that came up a little bit on social media as well. Then there are some rumors circulating on social media that there are potentially some princes or individuals from Saudi Arabia involved, that there are more names that are going to be coming out, like prime minister names from some potentially countries that could be associated with a camel emoji. And there was also talk about a former prime minister from Israel. And that's it.
Man, prime ministers. Like I'm trying to tell y'all, man, everybody was involved on this list, and for that, I ain't trying to get hit with a copyright from dude. So if you couldn't understand at that speed, then it just is what it is. That's just on you. Slow your ears down. I'm talking about slow your ears down. But hey, I got one for you if you're worried about it. I'm talking about we got something for y'all, for the people in the back who can't keep up. There's a few of y'all in the back who can't keep up. We ain't mad at y'all though.
We begin the final hour of Fox and Friends with a Fox News alert. You got hundreds of pages of Jeffrey Epstein's court documents now unsealed.
Several prominent figures are referenced in the documents, including former presidents like Bill Clinton and celebrities and business leaders.
Many of the people who have been publicly named, including Clinton, have not been accused of any wrongdoing, but
and again, they keep on saying like, hey man, they was out there, but they ain't accused of doing nothing. Like, so they really don't want to talk about what's pretty obvious here. They ain't trying to talk about what's obvious. They want to talk about what they didn't do. Like, come on, bro. So he was just out there 70 plus times after y'all know all this damn information, and y'all want to say, nah, he wouldn't have to do. Clinton wouldn't have to do. He ain't accused of doing nothing.
the documents are answering some questions about Epstein's web of associates and famous friends who would meet him at his various locations around the globe.
Peter Ducey joins us now with more details on this. Hey, Peter.
Good morning. And the former President Bill Clinton's team is now reminding us that by now it's been about 20 years since the last time Bill Clinton and Jeffrey Epstein talked. But he is right there in the pages of this deposition that's now been released by Epstein accuser Joanna Schoberg. So the question from an attorney was, did Jeffrey ever talk to you about Bill Clinton? And she said that he said one time that Clinton likes them young, referring to girls. Also in this deposition, one of the most famous magicians in history, David Copperfield, the accuser Schoberg was asked, have you ever met David Copperfield? She said yes. She was asked again, can you tell me what that was? She said, sure. Someone called me from the house and said that he would be there, and if I wanted to come have dinner, then I could meet him. It is very important to point out here, neither of these men, Clinton or Copperfield, are accused of anything inappropriate, and it sounds like that's starting to wear on the convicted Epstein accomplice, Ghislaine Maxwell, who is in jail right now. Her lawyer is saying that these crimes are about men abusing women, but the only person in jail is a woman. Back to you.
And Peter, one of the other names is Michael Jackson, the king of pop. Do we know anything about the circumstances? Because we know that, for instance, Bill Clinton flew on his plane a bunch of times. A lot of celebrities and famous people. Former President Trump flew a couple of times.
Let's see. It was Michael Jackson was on the list. He was a frequent flyer allegedly to Epstein Island. What's up with Michael Jackson, y'all? Why was Michael Jackson on Epstein Island? Can anybody in the building tell me why Michael Jackson's name was on that list?
But there's no suggestion anything happened. But what do we know about Michael Jackson?
Just that somebody asked an accuser if she ever saw anybody really famous at one of Epstein's houses, and she said that she saw Michael Jackson. So it does paint a picture of a very rich guy who liked having very famous people around. But the descriptions a lot of the time are just that somebody was there, not that they were doing anything bad.
Right. And there is no smoking gun. There's no suggestion that any laws were broken regarding any of it, but it gives us something to talk about.
Absolutely.
All right,
Thanks,
Peter, thank you very much.
The other person that was mentioned was Prince Andrew. The question went on to say, please name a person that Ghislaine Maxwell directed you to have sex with. She answered, Prince Andrew. Okay, who else? As a
Hey, look, Mike 2023, you've been trying it all night, but I'm the last person you want to try it with.
whole, they both trafficked me to people. It was under both of their directions. So it's not easy just to say Ghislaine when I say, I mean both of them, talking about Epstein as well as Ghislaine.
Yeah, so look, hey, look, I don't know why his name. I'm asking y'all a question. I'm asking y'all, why is his name on the list? I don't know. I know my name ain't on the list. I know mine ain't on the list. So I'm just wondering why his name is on the list. I ain't bringing him in nothing. Look, you can't pull up my name on the Epstein Island, but you can pull up his. So I'm asking a question to everybody in this room. Why is his name on the list? You can either answer it or get mad, and I guess you mad. So, hey, find you something safe to do, brother. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you, Mike. But I'm the last one you want to try it with. But we can continue going with these videos. That we can continue doing is we can continue going through these videos, man. Let's go here. Who we got here? I appreciate you for that super sticker, that 5-piece TBR. Salute, salute, salute. I appreciate you. Salute.
Concerned about being hurt by someone in a nearby cell. And speaking of nearby cells, were the cells on Epstein's tier locked for the entire night, the night he was killed? We've heard from a source that they were not locked, that inmates were able to move from one cell to another, including into Jeffrey Epstein's cell. Can the Bureau of Prisons give us clarity on this? Can they prove otherwise? And by the way, who moved Jeffrey Epstein's body and who gave the order to do that? Epstein was discovered the morning of August 10th by a part-time prison guard called Michael Thomas, who amazingly was the very same guard who discovered him in fetal position on the floor after his previous falsely reported suicide attempt. But by the time the EMTs arrived, Epstein's body had been moved to the prison infirmary. That's a clear violation of federal policy. Who ordered that? And though Jeffrey Epstein had been dead for at least 2 hours when the guard found him in his cell, by the time the EMTs arrived, Epstein was clad in a hospital gown.
So this is, like I said, this has been under question for a long time. What the freak happened to Epstein? What happened in that cell, man? Can anybody in the room tell me what happened to Epstein in that cell? Because a lot of the stories, they not adding up. I'm just saying.
That means that somebody, for some reason, cut away Jeffrey Epstein's prison uniform and redressed his stiffening corpse in new clothes. Why would anyone do that? And then to make it even stranger, Jeffrey Epstein's corpse was intubated. Air was blown into his lifeless lungs. It's not clear why. Now, there was handheld video of all of this happening. That might explain it, but that video has never been released. In fact, authorities will not even acknowledge that it exists, but it does exist. Nor has the EMT's account of what they saw that day, their mandatory so-called pre-hospital care report, ever been released. Nor, most strikingly of all, are there photographs of Jeffrey Epstein dead in his cell. And that means it's impossible to know the position of his body when it was found or how he died. Was Jeffrey Epstein hanging from a bed sheet, as the authorities insist? They say he was strangled by a ligature of his own making. His neck was bloody, but the strip of sheet was not.
Salute to TBR for that 5-piece. Says happy 24 Ratchet Gang. Salute. I appreciate you. Salute.
Or was he killed with the electrical cord from his CPAP machine for sleep apnea? That's what Dr. Bodden concluded, because that would be consistent with his actual injuries at autopsy. These are very basic questions. These are not conspiracy theories. They're obvious questions. They are the essential questions, in fact, in any legitimate investigation. But apparently nobody has even tried to answer them. We dutifully called the Department of Justice today to ask them to explain some of this. They refused on the grounds that there's, quote, an active investigation in progress.
Professional gamers say he was a spy. They saved him. Hey, look, I never believed what they told me happened in that cell. I've always been one of the people who like, bro, that dude got up out of there. And if he didn't, and they did, they knocked him off. Either he made it out of there or they knocked him off. I don't believe what they told me. What they said he did, I don't buy that. I think that he felt like he still was gonna get up out of that, or he. I just don't see it happening because I mean, old girl got a 20-piece. I don't know. I don't know what he would have got if I don't know, man. I'm not sure, but I just know that what they said happened and what I'm just not buying what they told us happened. If something went down in there, y'all went in that motherfucker and took him out, or y'all let him up out that motherfucker. I don't know.
But that is a lie. There is no investigation into Jeffrey Epstein's death. For moving on 4 years now, there has never been an investigation into Jeffrey Epstein's death, the death of an American citizen. Now, we can only speculate as to why that is, but all the explanations are bad and ominous.
I'm just saying that's true though, man. They just told us something and just kind of ran with it. They ain't never did an investigation on this. They never said nothing else about it. They kind of just gave us a story and just left it there. Hey, all right, here's the story, y'all. This is what we going with, and that's it.
Great to see so many young people playing bridge. I love bridge. Bridge helps you think. It's a game you can play your entire life and keep getting better and better. I think anybody who's good at bridge is going to be great at a lot of things. So I really encourage people to get involved.
Who are you?
Bill Gates.
Why do you play bridge?
It's both fun and that you learn how to think, you learn strategy. There's great people who play bridge. It's, make it easier to find.
And this is, what I'm saying, another dude who was, what I'm saying, in the mix at that damn island.
Hit this guy. Nobody believed me.
And that was her interviewing him, by the way. That was her interviewing him.
I played against him at the same table at the National Bridge Tournament in Washington, D.C. I didn't beat him, but I tried to kick him with my leg.
You had a number of meetings with Jeffrey Epstein, who, when you met him 10 years ago, he was convicted of soliciting prostitution from minors.
I had dinners with him. I regret doing that. Those meetings were a mistake. They didn't result in what he purported, and I cut them off.
It was reported that you continued to meet with him over several years, and that, in other words, a number of meetings. What did you do when you found out about his background?
Well, I've said I regretted having those dinners, and there's absolutely nothing new on that.
What do y'all think about that? He just saying, look, bro, I don't know. I just regret it. That's all I could say. I got no explanation for nothing. I just regret it. Nothing else to tell you. I just regret
Is there
it.
a lesson for you, for anyone else looking at this?
Well, he's dead, so in general, you always have to be careful.
I have a bridge coach, but most teachers get almost no coaching at all. We need to change that.
Very famous American actress. Her name is Mae West. And what she said is, bridge like sex. If you don't have a good partner, you better have a good hand.
Epstein had a way of sexually compromising people. Is that what Melinda was warning you about?
No. I mean, No, I had dinner with him, and that's all.
He just keeps on making like, look, it was a dinner I regret. It's a dinner that I regret.
And that you regret the relationship, the acquaintance.
That I had dinner with him.
And the relationship between the foundation and Epstein, which
There never was any relationship of any kind.
2 years ago, I said everyone that I'm going to meet this guy. Nobody believed me.
Man. So, yeah, it's a lot of creepy ass things. But do y'all think Bill Gates had anything to do with anything? Because he was in those documents as well. Bill Gates was another person who was also in there. And we already went over the names. I don't got to go through this video. We went through those names already. I already showed y'all all the names on the list. So let's continue, y'all. Let's continue to this. We're not done. Get the likes up, y'all. Make sure y'all smash that like button.
I've had the story for 3 years. I've had this interview with Virginia Roberts. We would not put it on the air. First of all, I was told, who's Jeffrey Epstein? No one knows who that is. This is a stupid story. Then the palace found out that we had her whole allegations about Prince Andrew and threatened us a million different ways. We were so afraid we wouldn't be able to interview Kate and Will that also quashed the story. And then Alan Dershowitz was also implicated in it because of the plane. So she told me everything. She had pictures. She had everything. She was in hiding for 12 years. We convinced her to come out. We convinced her to talk to us. It was unbelievable what we had. Clinton, we had everything. I tried for 3 years to get it on, to no avail, and now it's all coming out, and it's like these new revelations, and I freaking had all of it. I'm so pissed right now. Like every day I get more and more pissed.
Salute to the professional gamer. You right. It all started with that. Salute on that 2-piece. All of it started with that. Salute.
Because I'm just like, oh my God, it was what we had was unreal. Other women backing it up. Hey, yep. Brad Edwards, the attorney, 3 years ago, saying there will come a day when we will realize Jeffrey Epstein was the most prolific pedophile this country has ever known. And I had it all 3 years ago. So do I think he was killed? 100%. Yes, I do. Because he made his whole living blackmailing people. Yeah. There were a lot of men in those planes, a lot of men who visited that island, a lot of powerful men who came into that apartment.
Man. This shit is deep, man. They tried to sweep this under the rug a long time ago. And they never wanted this story to get out to the mainstream media. They didn't want to give any explanation to why a lot of people's names is going to be on this list. And like I said, there was a lot of powerful people who were already on the list anyway. Let's just keep that a buck. It was already a lot of high-powered people that was going to be on this list that were in control of everything. Like I said, it went from princes to prime ministers to anybody in politics that you could think of. I'm just saying, let's keep this shit a big buck, man. We're not done. Let's continue to cover this shit, man. We're not done. Hold on.
Jeffrey Epstein's longtime friend, Ghislaine Maxwell, is in federal custody after her arrest on child sex abuse charges, as one woman is speaking out in an exclusive interview with Fox News, accusing Maxwell of raping her along with Epstein when she was just 14 years old. Brian Yennis has more on this. Brian.
Julie, good afternoon. This is the first time that this woman is speaking publicly about her rapes. She says that Ghislaine Maxwell is just as evil as Jeffrey Epstein. She claims that the rapes began when she was 14 years old in Florida and went all the way through until she was 16.
Salute to Kimberly Gosser. Says years ago, George Carlin told us it's all a big freaking club, and ain't none of us in it. Nah, that's big facts. There is a big club, and people like us are not invited to that club, Kimberly. People like us are not invited because we not with that. But a lot of these people, if you sell this dream to someone who's never had nothing 9 times out of 10, they might buy into it. When you go to someone young and impressionable and tell them, hey, guess what? I know Jay-Z, I know Beyonce, I know Bill Gates, I know this person, Oprah, I got all these contacts. You want to be a star, right? I can get you. And then, you know what I'm saying? Like, they start to use that again, and it gets, it's a tricky thing, man. So, but we not invited to those type of parties because we don't get down with the stuff. They already know that. They know who to and who not to invite. They already know who to put in Hollywood, who not to put in Hollywood, who to put in position, who not to put in position. They already know. It's all calculated.
Says Maxwell not only facilitated her sexual abuse by Jeffrey Epstein, but she claims Maxwell abused her at the same time with Epstein. She also said Maxwell would abuse her one-on-one, coaching her how to have sex with men.
She did rape me. I would say it's more than 20 or 30 times. She is a rapist, destroyed what was supposed to be the best years of my life, being a teenager, being a cheerleader.
Jane Doe said the
Man. This, like I said, this shit is deep, y'all.
abuse ended only after she became pregnant with Jeffrey Epstein's baby at age 16. She said she got an abortion, but suspecting that she told her grandparents about that abortion and fearful that she'd go to the authorities, Jane Doe claims Maxwell, Epstein, and others gang raped her one last time before a driver dropped her off naked on her grandparents' lawn.
And nothing happened from this shit. Like, that's how powerful of a man he was. Look, that man, that's sick, and that's crazy, man. That is crazy.
Galen was a part of it, and Jeffrey Epstein was a part of it, and I was drugged, gang raped, and left on the lawn, and they put a gun to me, and the man that drove me home said I would never come back alive if I spoke about it.
She says Maxwell threatened her and her family if she ever spoke about it. She said she was recruited by a friend and introduced to Epstein and Maxwell, who promised to help her modeling career. Now that Maxwell is in custody, Jane Doe says she wants to be a witness in her upcoming trial. She is willing to take the stand to help New York federal prosecutors put Ghislaine Maxwell away. We reached out to Ghislaine Maxwell's attorney, Julie, who said about these specific allegations, quote, no comment.
Said no comment. We do not want to discuss that. Man, look, that's what Ghislaine Maxwell and her her boy toy, you know what I'm saying? You know, she loved her some Jeffrey. They had this whole operation going, man. And Jeffrey, I don't know what they did to Jeffrey. I'm not sure what the hell is going on with Jeffrey. I don't know where he's at. A lot of people say he's still here. A lot of people say he faked it, but I do. I'm gonna be honest. If I'm thinking about it correctly, I would say they took him out. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. If I was guessing, I would just say they took him out. I don't know if he made it out of there, but I think they probably took him out.
Went to his island. I had a falling out with him a long time ago. I don't think I've spoken to him for 15 years. The great James Patterson, who's a member of Mar-a-Lago, made a statement yesterday that many years ago I threw him out.
Our next guest is best-selling author and novelist James Patterson. In 2016, he wrote about Jeffrey Epstein in his book, Filthy Rich. President Trump had some sort of falling out with Epstein. We do know that he did kick him out of Mar-a-Lago.
There are two incidents there. One was apparently there was a member and Epstein was inappropriate with the member's daughter. The other piece, and I interviewed a woman who would run the spa there, and I said, do you know Jeffrey Epstein? She said, oh, yes. She said, he used to come over to the spa, and I found him to be inappropriate with the girls, the young girls there. And she said, I went to Mr. Trump, and he threw him right out.
So it's your understanding, then, that President Trump didn't know what Jeffrey Epstein was up to?
That is correct.
Mr. Bradley Edwards, attorney who's represented many of the victims of Jeffrey Epstein.
The only thing that I can say about President Trump is that he is the only person who, in 2009, when I served a lot of subpoenas, on a lot of people, or at least gave notice to some pretty connected people that I wanted to talk to them. He is the only person who picked up the phone and said, let's just talk. I'll give you as much time as you want. I'll tell you what you need to know, and was very helpful in the information that he gave, and gave no indication whatsoever that he was involved in anything untoward whatsoever, but had good information that checked out and that helped us, and that we didn't have to take a deposition of him.
That was in 2009?
That was in 2009. So,
do you know if there's any truth to James Patterson's claims that Trump kicked Epstein out of Mar-a-Lago?
I've definitely heard that.
Epstein liked stars. I mean, one of the weird ones is Stephen Hawking. He did take Stephen Hawking to his Lolita's Island, which is really odd. But he loaned Clinton his plane at least on 4 occasions, and it was. And I'm not just saying this because I know the president, but
Man. It's so much. There's so many layers to this story. There's so many people to talk about in this story. That there's too much information going on in this damn story, man. It just doesn't stop. It just doesn't stop. Let's go. I don't know, man. It's like I said, it's too many names to name. It's too much shit to talk about in this case, man. Because all of these motherfuckers was connected. And Bill Clinton, he's talking about he's denying everything, but we all know he was one of the main people there. He was one of the main people, the headline of this 170 name list. He's the headliner. Look, creepy Bill. They say Bill like him young. Everybody know Bill like him young, allegedly. As you see, he was all in them documents, allegedly saying, "Hey, yeah, he like him young." He said he like him young, allegedly. Allegedly, you know what I'm saying? He like him young, allegedly. We don't know what's going on with Clinton, but your wife was on there too, and they making it say everybody trying to be. Oh, we just was on the plane, taking family trips. We went on vacation. No, we went on vacation. We was just kicking it. We had nothing to do with nothing. I was on vacation. Who is this? This is TBR. Salute on that 2-piece. I appreciate you. Salute.
Guys, as we know, the Jeffrey Epstein documents have been released, and another name that's been mentioned in the documents was Professor Stephen Hawking. So the newly released documents show Jeffrey Epstein emailed Ghislaine Maxwell to deny claims that Professor Stephen Hawking participated in any underage activity in an email sent from Epstein to Maxwell on January the 12th, 2015. Epstein asked Maxwell to see if any of Virginia Guiffer's friends or family would come forward to help prove her allegations of false. Epstein wrote, "You can issue a reward to any of Virginia's friends, acquaintances, family that come forward and help prove her allegations are false." He said the strongest is the Clinton dinner and the new version in the Virgin Islands that Stephen Hawking participated in any activity is false. So today, as I said, 946-page trove of court documents from the lawsuit against Maxwell were unsealed. The case was settled in 2017. Maxwell is currently serving 20 years in prison. So Hawking, as we know, is best known for his discovery that black holes emit radiation, which can be detected by special instrumentation according to NASA. So guys, this is another document that's been released where Jeffrey Epstein has basically emailed Maxwell to deny claims Professor Stephen Hawking participated in any underage kind of stuff that was going on at his island. So guys, let me know what you think in the comments below.
So what y'all think about that? They didn't want anyone to know that Professor Hawking was even over there. They didn't want nobody to know that he was over there. Salute to Joe Doe. Says, been rocking with you for a minute. Keep doing you, my guy. I appreciate you, Joe Doe. Salute on that 2-piece. I appreciate you. Salute. You know what I'm talking about? So yeah, they've been Man, they've been trying to sweep all this shit under the rug, man, for a long time with this Epstein stuff. They can't do it no longer, man. This is the year of the truth. The truth is coming out. And there ain't nothing they could do. There's nothing you could do to stop the truth from coming out, man. Let's keep this shit a buck, man. Let's keep it a big buck. Allegedly. Allegedly.
The Jeffrey Epstein list has finally been made public, and the details you're about to witness will finally help you understand why everyone was trying to hide it. Just wait until you see the conversation that happened between President Bill Clinton and Jeffrey Epstein. Of course, the former commander-in-chief has long denied having...
Salute Jess B on that 5-piece that says, but he never knew that guy. Like he said, he never messed with Monica. Also, this is my 20th super chat. Salute. That's your 20th super on the live stream. I appreciate you. Salute.
any nefarious connections with a convicted offender. However, the truth revealed otherwise. You know what's crazy though? We are all sitting at home with the understanding that we can trust no one in today's world. But yet nothing really changes. The fact that it took this much work to obtain simple information that still hasn't been fully released yet speaks volumes. There's only one person you can trust in today's world, and his name is the Holy Spirit. You know, a lot of people think that when Jesus left the earth, he was almost just saying, well, guys, good luck. Hope it goes well. I'll be back later. But when he sent the Holy Spirit, it wasn't a plan B. It wasn't a backup plan. It was actually the ability and way that Jesus didn't want to just walk next to us. He actually wanted to be in us. He wanted to help us in every direction and give us guidance and bring things back to our remembrance and live in close intimacy with him so that we could understand the truth and so that we wouldn't be so shocked and tumultuously turned and brought every which way. But instead, we can trust in the living God. And right now in this world, the body of Christ needs to rise and take a stand and stop buying the junk. If you still trust mainstream media in 2024, I don't know what rock you have been living under.
Yeah, I don't know either because I don't trust mainstream media at all. As you see, people in mainstream media already had this story 3 years ago. Certain people already had this story and nobody wanted to take the story. Nobody wanted to take the story. Everybody said, "Nah, you know what, man? I don't want to take the story, man. It's who knows Epstein? Nobody knows Epstein. Why would I take the Epstein story? Who the hell knows him? And you go look, the whole damn world know this man. Everybody you know this man. Stop playing. What you mean who know him? You just don't want your boss being uncovered, huh?"
This morning, for the first time, hundreds of court records tied to the convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein, now made public. The more than 900 pages of materials previously deemed confidential includes references to familiar names, from politicians to celebrities, many of them previously linked to Epstein before his suicide in 2019. Former President Bill Clinton and Donald Trump mentioned in deposition transcripts. Both have denied any wrongdoing. In one, a woman who once worked for Epstein recalled he spoke to her about Clinton, saying Epstein told her one time, quote, that Clinton likes them young, referring to girls. A spokesman for Clinton referred NBC News to a prior statement from 2019, saying he had not spoken to Epstein in over a decade and was unaware of Epstein's crimes.
And again, you hang around somebody that damn long and don't know what they got going on. I mean, it could happen, but I highly doubt that. I highly doubt you hung around that man and flew on his private plane and kicked it with him that many times and never knew nothing.
The same woman says Epstein once suggested calling Trump for an outing in Atlantic City. Other prominent names also littered throughout the documents, including the late pop star Michael Jackson and magician David Copperfield, mentioned as being at Epstein's house in Palm Beach, Florida, according to one survivor who says Copperfield asked, quote, if I was aware that girls were getting paid to find other girls. He did not immediately return a request for comment. All of the details contained in the official court records from a civil suit filed by Epstein accuser Virginia Giuffre against Ghislaine Maxwell, Epstein's longtime girlfriend and accomplice, who is currently behind bars for sex trafficking. Giuffre reiterated in her now unsealed deposition she was directed to have sex with Britain's Prince Andrew, something he has repeatedly denied. The two later settled a separate sex abuse lawsuit.
So if you denying it, why? I just don't get that. If you denying everything, why the fuck are you settling? I just don't understand it. If you know for a fact ain't nobody got nothing on you, why settle? I mean, does it make it easier to go away if you settle? I don't know. Y'all tell me in the chat, why would you settle if you were innocent? If you knew there was nothing, why would you settle?
Giuffre telling Savannah in 2019,
How did this happen for so long?
Sigrid McCauley, Giuffre's attorney, says her client supports the documents being made public, and they only begin to scratch the surface.
We learn more each time about how this sophisticated trafficking operation happened for so many decades and how many people were involved. It was vast, it was significant, and it harmed literally hundreds of young women.
Well, this really kind of fleshes out the picture in some of these allegations to have names now released. And there are more documents coming.
Sigrid McCauley, Virginia Giuffre's attorney, told me last night, Savannah, there are thousands of pages still left to come. So this is really just the beginning. And remember, 2 people at least have objected to some of these documents coming out, saying they want to stay anonymous. So there's still a lot more to come here.
Man. There's a lot more to come. Like I said, some more shit got released today. It's so much coming out so fast. It's like, bro, you're reading books at this point, trying to get to the exposing of these people to understand everything. To understand everything that's going on right now, you gotta. It's too much. Like they just throwing out a whole bunch of stuff, but some of it means something, some of it doesn't. But at the same time, all I can say is we've been telling y'all this day was coming. We've been preparing for this day. We've been telling everybody, man, this day is approaching. Everybody's about to be exposed. Hollywood is going down. The elites are not going to be elite forever.
I'm sorry about this. I'm sorry that I have to be like the party pooper, but just because someone is named in court documents or mentioned at all in court documents doesn't in any way implicate them of a crime at worst, or just at least being an associate. It literally only means that at some point they were mentioned in court. So the Jeffrey Epstein list is not a client list. It's not, honestly, it's actually not even a list of associates. Like I'm seeing a lot of people even call it that. I'm gonna say this a lot. This is literally just a list of people that are mentioned in court, and that's that. If you don't believe me and you want this to be more, because a lot of people do, let's just look at the transcript together. So you had not met Kate Blanchett.
Salute TBR.
Or Leonardo DiCaprio? I have not. Would you remember if you had? I would hope I would remember. Did you meet Cameron Diaz? No. Bill Clinton? No. Did you see Bill Clinton on the island? No. Did you see Bill Clinton in a helicopter being flown by Ghislaine Maxwell? No. I hope that you're starting to see what this means, but just, we can keep going. Naomi Campbell, question mark? No. Al Gore, question mark? No. Alan Dershowitz? No. Les Wexner? No. I mean, Kevin Spacey? I may have already asked you, but have you met Kevin Spacey? No. There's so much here. I hope that we have enough media literacy and comprehension and skills to understand that, like, how much misinformation can come out of this. And not can, already has. Like, it's happening constantly. Just scroll through Instagram or Twitter. It's literally everywhere. I think what annoys me specifically about this is that there's so many publications and creators. I saw cable news do this. I saw TikTokers do this, and just like straight up newspapers do this. Releasing, like running with a headline, so-and-so named in Jeffrey Epstein court documents. And they'll be like, it's a lot of documents to go through, which it is, but it's like way easier to actually, 1, view the documents, and then 2, just like find the notable celebrity or famous person that you think, or that is being claimed, that's on here. Like, it's actually really easy. We have it on our site, on Axios. If you scroll down, we link to it, and it pulls up this like document cloud. And you can literally just, I don't know if you know, Command F, pulls up this thing in the corner and type in like the famous person that you're thinking is being named. All right, George Lucas, that's someone that has been named. I don't know that. George Lucas? No. Donald Trump? No. Did you ever massage Donald Trump? No. You see what I'm saying here? Like, it's actually really easy to just do this. Like, anyone can do this. This is why more notable publications have not pushed out this like list of names or named associates.
So, like I said, some people think that I mean, well, it's obvious. A lot of people names is on the list in the court document, just saying like, you know, so have you heard of these people? But the more you look into the list, you start to see that these people have been on these planes. They've been on the island. So these people are not asking questions for random reasons. They've been investigating this since what, 2005, some shit like that. They've been under investigation for years and years. This has been something they've been trying to take down allegedly. This has been some well-known secret for a long time from the people, the feds and people who are trying to take this dude down anyway. So they're not asking questions about Trump. They're not asking questions about Bill Clinton or George Lucas. They're not asking questions to just throw names out of a hat. Say, hey, you know, this celebrity, that they know that these people have been there. They know these people got going on what they got going on. But again, they still trying to sweep this under the rug. Mainstream media still doesn't want to just cover the story. They still want to pretend like this shit ain't happening, man. So I don't know, man. Like I said, it's a slippery slope we going down with the Epstein list, with the Epstein case. What does the list mean? Y'all tell me what it means. Salute. Let's talk network. I appreciate you for the 2-piece. Salute, salute, salute. Y'all tell me what y'all think about it, man. I want to know in the comment section, what do y'all think? Look at flight logs, who went back multiple times. Yeah, they got the people who was back and forth multiple times all the time. So I mean, hey, some of y'all was his friends. I don't see how your friend got this going on and you be at your friend's house and this is where they got it going down at, and then you I don't know what he got going on. I'm innocent. Salute. Let's keep it real. Salute. I appreciate you for that 2-piece. Salute, salute. I don't think any of these motherfuckers are innocent. I think everybody knew something. They just didn't want to say it because they didn't want to be the one to, you know what I'm saying, be exposing it. But now that it's being exposed, everybody want to throw their hands up. Oh, well, hey, I knew it. Man, come on, dog. These people sick and twisted. Hollywood is a sick and twisted place, man. That's the only thing I can say. But, you know, that's a story for another day, man. I wanted to come bring y'all this Epstein information. Nobody else really want to cover it. Nobody want to talk about the Epstein list. Nobody wants to talk about the names being associated with it. I still got some shit, but we've been on long enough, man. I might have to come back and do a part 2. I don't know what the fuck we're gonna cover tomorrow. We'll be back tomorrow though for shit show. You already know. But now this is information that nobody want to cover, man. They don't want to talk about Epstein, man. They don't want to talk about what was really going on over there. There's more information I got to read over anyway. Some more information just got dropped. So, you know what I'm saying? We're going to be heavy busy. It's going to be real busy around here, man. There's so much content. There's so much content going on right now, man. But it's your boy, Big Ratchet. You know what I'm talking about? It's your boy, Big Ratchet. Make sure y'all smash that like button on y'all way out the live. You know what I'm talking about? I appreciate everybody for pulling up, for popping out, for showing up and showing out. It's your boy, Big Ratchet. I'm out, gang. Tone back.
Hop off a 16 passenger, this a G5, no, this not a Challenger. Big one. I keep some members with me in the fridge, get coat seats, they some cannibals. Eaters. They like to geek, drink a whole bottle, wake up and repeat. Damn. She took a look, mixed it with the chill out. Now she say she saying 3D. Wow. I go in the jungle and they got a coat. I bet I come out with a mean. I bet I do this shit for the fam, cause this shit bigger than me. Color stones in my infinity link, and in the factory masterpiece. I call him twin, could that be my brother? We got the same roller, he matching me. Nah, for real.
Water on me like the sauna. Some carrots, some pointers. All these commas, I want fun. Me go gunners out the jungle. We got it all, fuck a fronter. Fuck nigga, cake on me, no funner. Cash, drop top feeling like stunner. Drop top, KD play no runner. We gon' chrome my wallet, smoke my pilot. Take 3 vibe to the tropics. Nigga want shit. I was outside just serving narcotics. Pay me that stick. Nigga made one wrong move, just poppy. Living on broke with the whole flooded out in the hotel lobby. It's crowded. Diamonds be dancing like Bobby. They dance. Don't touch it, dick like it get cocky. Don't touch it. Shroom and G's at the party. We geekin'. Bitch, it gon' trend on the top. He trendin'. The way I pull up, I'ma pop it and none of these niggas gon' stop me. Pull up, gone. Put that shit on, get a cup for the drip on my motherfucking 5 kilo. Keep stacking your bank and get bigger. Never would, I throw some shade on no nigga. On team, little nigga don't play with these niggas. I see the big picture, we up on these niggas. The huncho, the one you gon' call on me, nigga. I got your back, you gon' follow me, nigga. When I get up, we gon' ball on these niggas. Fucking shit up, cause we beat out the system. Fuck the system.
Hop out for 16 passenger. This a G5, no, this not a Challenger. Big one. I keep some members with me in the fridge. Get coat seats, they some cannibals. Eaters. They like to geek. Drink a whole bottle, wake up and repeat. Damn. She took a look, mixed it with the chill out. Now she say she saying 3D. Wow. I go in the jungle and they got a coat. I bet I come out with a mean. I bet I do this shit for the fam. Cause this shit bigger than me. Big. Color stones in my infinity link. And in the factory masterpiece. I call him twin, could that be my brother? We got the same roller, he matching me.